in your house, 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 in your house, house, house.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Prophecy in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smooth. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it's Sunday, but it's not just any Sunday, because 39 years ago, a real one was born, and he would eventually bring you in your house. And here we are celebrating my 39th birthday. We're coming off the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, I thought it was a fun Rumble. Yo, that crowd was hot ass, though. We're going to talk about that for sure. But listen, we're doing this thing, celebrating my birthday, and this is a great episode because we have got my guys up in here. I'm about to bring them on, but we also have some great cameo appearances that we're gonna drop as the show goes on. So we're gonna get right into this thing, and I can't do it unless I bring in my guys who join me each and every week. My man over here on Wednesdays sails the ship on the ECW Watch Along series, where he's known as the educator of extreme, but every day he's the voice. Josh Joseph, what is up, brother man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? Guess what? It's House's birthday. We just had a Rumble. Yes, there was some garbage. But you know what? It was a good Rumble. I enjoyed it. But today, yes, it's about a little less talking about the Rumble, but it's here to celebrate House. Number 39 hasn't reached 40 yet, but, that's next year. He's going to be up there. And Tony, do you remember 40? I bet you don't. It's been like, what, 900 years since then?
Yeah, it has been. I don't remember.
Oh man, this is the perfect segue to bringing our guy here coming through. And we invited him on our Thursday show, and that's where he hangs out with us mainly, is on that Thursday show. We talk all things AEW, and man, we really break it down and I enjoy that show. It's such a fun time. He does his thing there, and also Gonzo's Sports Room and Gonzo's Wrestling Room. He comes through and he does a great job there. Does so many shows. One of the hardest working men in podcasting. That's the OG Tony Gonzalez. What is up, bro?
Not a whole lot, man. Had a great day yesterday. Enjoyed the Rumble. Watched boxing. Watched UFC. Made some homemade chorizo tacos. So
Ooh,
I make
good.
I make my own chorizo. So man, had a good day. Had a great time.
Man, that sounds like an awesome day, bro. That sounds like a super awesome day. Rumble, some good food and whatnot. Man, that's the vibes I'm trying to be on for sure. And I was on them yesterday. But speaking of vibes, bro, I got to bring in my guy here who always brings those vibes anytime he comes through because it's always smoky in High Philadelphia. That is my man, my brother, my homie, Hypocrisy Jones. What's up, man?
What is up? What is up, household? Yo, it is a great day to be alive. GBT or GD, what? TBA? Is that how that goes?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Yo, uh, Khan's old ass is alive and he's made it 39 years. The rest of us are pushing 40, except for OG Tony, who's pushed it. But
Yep. Yep. Yep.
but it is a great day. We have a lot of important things to talk about. One of the most important things is let's get back to those tacos.
Man, for real. That sounds delicious,
Listen,
bro.
I,
Oh my
I,
gosh.
I'm trying to know how the chorizo's hitting, like with the lime and the cilantro and the onions.
Yep.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
Yep.
So
God,
good.
bro.
Oh, so good. That sounds amazing, man. Hey, I guess he's gonna have to make a special delivery to my house for my birthday, man. There you go.
I, hey, OG, just remember I'm closer than he is.
Oh man, I love it. That's awesome. We're already off to a hot start here at In Your House, the birthday bash celebration. And listen, we had the Royal Rumble, which a lot of different people had a lot of different thoughts about it. And man, I had cruised the internet getting different opinions about how the Rumble went. But of course, that's our job here, guys. We give our personal opinions, but we also have to gauge, the public opinion and see what people are saying out there. I'm going to say this. One of the biggest things that stood out to me, and I don't hate the Royal Rumble winners. If you guys watched it, you already know it was Roman Reigns who won it, and it was Liv Morgan. I do think Roman Reigns was on a lot of people's favorites list as far as winning it. Liv Morgan was on a lot of people's favorites list, I think. But one of the things that stood out to me was the crowd was very lackluster for this event. They really picked and chose who they got up for, and I think it's because the Saudi Arabian people don't really know much of like the new talent. They really know a lot of the older talent, so that seems like who they really popped for. And then like really one of the biggest things that I seen on the internet was the disappointment in some names. As far as not showing up in the women's Royal Rumble. So for my birthday here, what I want to do is I want to go around the room and I want to play a game. We're going to call it Love and Loaves. So we're going to go around the room here and I'm going to ask you one thing that you loved about the Royal Rumble and why. And then we're going to go back around and I'm going to ask you one thing that you loathed about the Royal Rumble and why. We're going to start with my man here, OG Tony. One thing that you loved about the Royal Rumble.
I think we got a lot of storylines coming out of it, and some of it I don't think we know where it's going for sure. So I'm
Mhm.
excited for Raw in the next coming weeks. Uh, that's what excited me. Uh, uh, I enjoyed the show, but I look at things a little bit different. I don't look at a lot of negatives when I watch wrestling. I just try to sit back and entertain me, and that's the way I am. As far as not liking something, it was probably the crowd. I mean, the crowd wasn't into the show. One thing I found out because I kind of do the same thing you do. I look at the internet and then I watch some other podcasts. I watched Busted Open last night. They had a live
Okay.
deal, and Tommy Dreamer said, and I didn't realize this. That show last night ran from in Saudi Arabia was from 10 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the
In the
morning.
morning.
Oh my God.
I
What?
didn't. I didn't realize that. And then the other thing was they did sell out of tickets. It was completely 25,000 sellout. But the problem
Wow.
was a lot of scalpers got the tickets.
Oh, okay.
So, and they were charging outrageous prices. So that may be also another problem that they had. So that's something I didn't know that Tommy Dreamer brought to light. So, but that was the thing. I think the biggest thing was the crowd, and I'm really worried about a WrestleMania going there in 2027.
Yeah.
And I think WWE's got to be concerned to that. So that maybe looking at something to try to fix that problem. I don't know. I know they're getting their money though, but
Yeah, they're getting their. That's the thing.
they're getting their
That's
money
one
no
big
matter
thing
what.
is they're getting their money up front, So I think that's more of like a Saudi Arabian concern than it is a WWE concern for sure. But I'm gonna throw it over here to my bro Hype. Give me a love and give me a loathe.
Uh, one thing I do love, did love about the Royal Rumble, I thought the show was great. I'm just gonna lay that out there. I thought it was a pretty good, solid show, great show. But one thing I loved was all these shots that we see of Saudi Arabia with the arena. Like, there's a lot of beauty in that place. Now,
There,
there's a
oh
lot of
yeah.
bad in that place too, and I'm not like discrediting that, but man, it is a beautiful country. And it is cool, and I do love being able to experience that as a wrestling fan. And then one thing that I hated was was the lights that were at the
On
seat
every seat.
at the seats. It throws me off. Now I know that what's the stadium here in the states that did that in LA, the brand new one where the
SoCal,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's somewhere in
Yeah.
was
the
SoFi
SoFi,
So
Stadium.
far,
So
yeah.
far, yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like they got the inspiration from that because if you remember the Raw on Netflix debut, they have the lights and the seats and things like that. I think that's cool, but for whatever reason here in Saudi Arabia, that threw me off
It
because it
looked like there was a
really
lot of empty seats.
it's that. It's that. And I'm not like I don't think that there were a lot. I think they sold 25,000 tickets. I think they had about 20,000 people there. I think all of that is true, but you kind of washed out your fans. And I didn't love that. And one reason I didn't love that is because the internet wrestling community is a bunch of nitpicky bastards, and
Facts.
they will get on that in a minute and then be like, this is why WWE is failing. First of all, it's not failing. They went to a country ruled by oil and kings and shit, and they made a bag. They made a big bag. They made a
Yep.
big bag so big that they had to carry a couple bags.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't think they're super duper worried about like sales right there in the arena because they had already made their money. But I don't know. Like I said, the lights around the crowd, in the seats, in the audience throws me off just a little bit. Looks like an empty show. Didn't love that.
Yeah, no, I feel what you're saying because that was a conversation that me, Zay, and my wife were having. We were watching this. Like, it looks like not every seat is filled. It looks strangely empty. And then like you can see it when they stood up and God love them for the
Yeah.
moments that Saudi Arabia did actually get excited at the show. When they stood up, you could see it,
Now,
but when they
one
sat
thing.
down, you couldn't.
One thing, when you got a whole bunch of people that have the complexion of Khan and I and OG Tony up here, sorry boys, um, you have to
Whatever.
remember maybe let's not wash out your people that are in the background. Maybe let's put some house lights up so you can see all those people.
Yeah, yeah, and
But
that's one of the things I think they needed to do better at presenting that this crowd was excited.
yeah, I think that's kind of hard though when you build a stadium or grandstands in this case in 20 25 days.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Before I get to my man, the voice, and get his love and love, I gotta jump in here. We got Grun. He's saying overall, as a card, he feels that it was good, but he does feel like it was way too overhyped and underdelivered. See, okay, so the only part of that I don't agree with is that it was overhyped because this
Yeah,
Royal Rumble was not hyped at all in the
at all.
slightest bit. In fact, it feels like they tried to undersell it because they're like, hey, we know we're trying to get a bag from the Saudi Arabians and we know how people feel about it. So we're not going to make it like, we're not going to throw it all up in your face.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it. We're gonna keep it G. We're gonna keep it quiet. We're gonna make this bag, and then hopefully, we give them a killer show in Chicago at Elimination Chamber. We give them a killer WrestleMania, which they owe us after that bullshit in the main event last year. And it's just crazy. But yeah, I just feel like it wasn't really overhyped, bro. They was trying to keep this one on the DL. It felt like so they can collect that bag without really getting in the main public eye and how people feel like Saudi Arabia has that stink on them. Even though, in my opinion, it is kind of opening up some doors between the cultures, and Saudi Arabia is slowly starting to open themselves up to to more
Hey,
westernized culture in a way.
Con, I
Um,
don't know if you know this, but two things can be true at once.
mhm.
They could be doing some great things there, but that is still a horrible place,
Yes,
right?
that's true. That's true. Bringing entertainment to the people that want to be entertained. But all right, it's time to jump it over to voice now because I need a love and a loathe from you, my brother.
Well, overall, I just love the Royal Rumble. I think it's a great event. It's one of our pillars of WWE, the promotion that we love. Um, and what I loved was during the event, I like the Rumble. I like the match of the Rumble, the men's and the women's, because it's
Yeah,
fun.
it
It's a
is.
lot of fun, and usually on a night that a Rumble is, you do get at least a handful of favorites that pop out of somewhere. Someone comes back, so you get that entertainment. In this one, we legit got a small handful of this, which I don't know. Maybe the Rumble was not the event to have over in Saudi at this time. Let's go back a couple years ago. They were still expecting for their first event Yokozuna to show up.
He's never gonna forget this.
So, I mean, maybe we start off with some NXT things and then we work our ways into some Monday Night Raws there. And then
Hey,
you get the culture adapted to who's around, who's new, who's there, and then you hit them with a big one. But I will say it's shitty that a lot of people took advantage of people over there with the tickets, because when they did show the very top, it was empty as fuck. I don't give a fuck what light you have up there. I don't give a fuck what camera you shot up there. It was empty as fuck. And usually at the tippy top, in in places I've even seen overseas, that's where the rowdiest fans are. That's where the most energetic fans are. That's the ones that are getting, they're so excited to be there.
well,
To me, this felt like Saudi found a gem for their gauntlet fist and they just added it. And this is what it was. It was the Royal Rumble. They needed to make money. We're not too far off of the idea that the Tony who bought it said, we need to make our money back. And then all of a sudden the landscape changed. I mean, we're having to maybe find alternative sources to view these things. We're having to do all these things when right then and there it was packed, it was centered, it was ready for you to consume. Now it's like a fucking diet of the 80s, man. You're trying all these things to try to get the product that you want, and it sucks. But we're here. I just go back. I don't think the Rumble was a good spot to have in, or a good event to have in Saudi right out the bat. Like, it's like you said, House. Like, they don't know the newer faces, things like that. So that again leaves me baffled. Why the fuck didn't they get a bunch of older wrestlers to come out in this
I
in this Rumble? I mean,
I know Yokozuna wasn't available, but I
yeah,
feel
he
like
was
they could have
not.
found a way to put Ultimate Warrior in there.
But
They,
well,
bro, they had Laparca in
yeah.
there. I've been watching Laparca since 1997.
Yeah, they had La Parca.
I mean, that was definitely a La Parca.
It was a La Parca, yes.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what
yeah.
though? My son said it best, and I like how he said it, and that's why it came to mind. He was like, "Yeah, that might be a different Laparca, but the legend of Laparca still exists,"
Well,
and that's 100% true.
True, but why aren't you doing that in California?
Well, to be fair, they're not
Where
pulling that La Parca out of their ass. That La Parca is from AAA. That La
Oh
Parca does
yeah,
have lineage with the original La Parca. There is
he
a
does.
there is a lineage with La Parca if you know. It's kind of like if you know, you know. I don't think people in
Exactly.
Saudi probably know.
that's
I
what I'm
don't think I
saying.
don't think they
Do
do.
a
No.
Also, I think you're trying to put a lot of reason in like why they're doing this, and the reason is they got paid a lot, and they
Yeah.
they got they got
Period.
used a lot. So
Period.
the government of Saudi Arabia, they are trying to ingratiate themselves into the culture of the world. And by doing this, they are trying to promote the most tourism and attractions and events to their country. And it's not even about generating money. These motherfuckers already have money.
No,
They
they
have
got plenty of it.
they got money on money on money. This is about presenting a new image for themselves. Like and that is, there's a very dark image of things that have happened there and to people, to all sorts of things. But this is all this is, and it's not like we don't know this.
Yeah, we know it.
But
It's
but
right out there.
yeah, this is just a box that WWE has to check because they already got paid for it. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Oh
Because
yeah.
yeah, I don't think they want to end up with. I don't really think Paul Levesque wants his head to be end up in someone's suitcase somewhere. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I
True
mean,
that.
is the rest of the world still upset about the way they treated Aladdin?
Premium film.
Oh, no,
Premium
no,
film.
that wasn't
Listen,
okay. Just
listen.
trying to
Get out
make
of here,
Jones
man.
pop.
But listen, in all
live
seriousness, though,
record.
let's jump back into the conversation because I like what Voice is saying when he said, "I think that the Royal Rumble was a good event as a whole," because I agree with that. But I don't think Saudi Arabia was the place for it to be. So let me give you guys my love and lows, and then we're gonna really break the show down. I just wanted to get that out there real quick. A big love for me was being able to see some of these younger stars have a moment and shine, and we see some new faces. I'm talking names like Oba Femi. I'm talking names like Trick Williams, who, even though the Saudi Arabian crowd don't know a lot of the new talent,
They
they
knew
knew
about
his
Trick.
stuff. They knew his chant. That
They
was
were
great.
loud.
Yeah, and it was loud. We got a chance to see the acknowledgement of Powerhouse Hobbs, who then became Royce Keys. That was great. A highlight for me was the coming out party of Kiana James. I am sorry, Kiana James. This is a public apology because I was not familiar with your game. She was out there flying around. She was lifting up Nia Jax. She was like, yo, she was on a different level. A different level. So the youth movement that I saw within the confines of this Royal Rumble, I loved it. That was awesome. Now, a loathe for me is staying exactly where Voice was at when he said this event was great, but it should not have been in Saudi Arabia. Hype, bro. How many how many people did you say was in that Saudi Arabian crowd? Did you say like
They
20,
said
25?
yeah. They said there was about 25,000 people.
Okay, that's cool. That's what's up.
I know where
I
you're
get
going
it.
with this.
I
I know where
get
you're
it.
going with this.
And they got their money. I get it.
Yes.
They got their money. I get it.
Yes.
But last year at the
75,000.
Royal Rumble in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana, we packed that bitch out about 70,000 deep, and we was loud and crazy the entire motherfucking time.
Yes.
And if you would have gave us that exact same show that you gave Saudi Arabia yesterday, we would have gave it every single ounce of that Indiana energy. And that's what I loathe, is the fact that there was potential to have a great crowd, but she was like, nah, let me get that bag real quick and kind of sacrifice my art a little bit because the fans are a part of the art, and I loathe that.
Can I,
Yup.
the difference between the state of Indiana and the country of Saudi Arabia is billions and millions,
I know.
and
I
that's what
know.
was given.
I
And
know.
and
We
that's why
got billions here in Indiana.
Yeah, right.
Jeez, man.
That's what they got.
I love your
How many
wishful thinking.
fields are there?
The only billions we got in Indiana is billions of broken crack pipes.
Oh man, but I stand
I
on
like
what I'm
that.
saying. I stand on what I'm saying though, that if you would have gave Indiana that exact same rumble, it would have hit differently. You could have done pretty much. Yes, there still would have been the disappointments of Bianca Belair and AJ Lee, which we're gonna have a conversation about that. Damn it, because it is time. It is
Mhm.
time. But I think if you gave that exact same energy to Indiana, that exact show, even with the disappointments, we would have got up for it. And a show that a lot of people were calling a 6, a 7, could have easily become an 8 or a 9 or a 9 out of 5. You
Dude.
know, that's the
Yeah,
difference.
Indy would have made Liv their mayor. They would have
Yeah.
just hoisted her up and paraded her around town. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, I see where you're going with this, and you're 100% right on that house.
I take that. I no, I don't think you're right in that. Honestly, I think had they had this rumble in the states, any part of the states, they would have got a bad reaction. I think they got a good reaction out of uh, both winners because of the kind of gap, the informational gap that they have or soak in with their wrestling or consume of their wrestling. Like the people in Saudi, they're gonna cheer for whatever, and we've seen that. And I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm also not convinced that like some of the crowd noise wasn't already just piped in. But I don't know.
Well, and
Hey,
then on the other hand of that, yeah, they knew tricks, chant and everything, but I mean, it's Saudi Arabia. They're out there in the streets yelling that when they see it happen.
Yeah.
They, someone shows their hair and they're whoop that trick, get her.
oh man, but listen, I just thought that was a conversation to be had because to me, I like to see the crowd get up for it. Like when me and you watch ECW every week, we always make it the same point to say that the crowd is most definitely a part of the show.
Oh yeah.
When I watch some of those smaller indie shows from back in the day, like Ring of Honor or small TNA or something like that, and I think about the crowd, they're a part of the art. And I just feel like it's not just me saying it. Shout out to Becky Lynch. It's other people saying it that the lack of crowd energy kind of hurt the show a little bit. So that's just my thoughts on it. But I do want to jump into the confines of the Royal Rumble show itself. We're getting real granular with like fan reactions and stuff like that. Let's talk about the matches because we have the women's Royal Rumble match, and man, it was honestly, when I think about the match itself, I enjoy the pacing of it and I enjoy it. I liked how they started out with Charlotte Flair and then Alexa Bliss, and then because it had me thinking, and I was like, man, what are we gonna do here? Because they kind of teased like kind of eliminating each other, putting each other in their finishers, and then there was like, no, we got it all, we got it together. We're gonna stay committed. And when they were doing that in the beginning, it made me think that later on in the match we were gonna see a heel turn, but we didn't see it. We did not see it. So I was a little bit surprised about that. We saw an accidental elimination. Um, we had Liv Morgan eliminate Raquel Rodriguez. I think that that was big because my general belief is what we could see going into, and this is part of what Tony was saying when he gave his love is like there was some storyline started and things of that nature. Uh, could we possibly see Raquel Rodriguez? She does have a championship opportunity this Monday against Stephanie Vaquer. Could we go into WrestleMania with champion Raquel, challenger Liv Morgan? Is that a place that we can go? That's a situation. We also saw Sol Ruka as one of the last few that was in the match. We saw returning Tiffany Stratton. I just think that once again, there were some disappointments in the match, and we're going to talk about that. But all in all, I thought the flow of the match itself was good. OG, what did you think about the surprises in the match and just like the structure of the women's Royal Rumble match?
I really enjoyed the women's match. Started off a little. I mean, I like who started it off with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I thought that was a good touch. I thought Charlotte, in some ways, was almost like the MVP because she was in there for an hour. And
Yeah.
if you guys watched the match, when somebody came in, she was one of the first people to get hit. And she did a lot of selling in this match. She did a
Yeah.
lot of selling. So I thought she really helped the match. I liked some of the story with Maxine and Becky and Natty. I thought Lash Legend looked fantastic. I thought they made her look great. Sauruka also. I enjoyed the match. I liked Liv winning. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed that because she was my pick. That Bianca Belair
Yeah, she was mine
didn't
too.
show.
Yeah.
She was my pick, and Liv was my second pick, so I had her also. But yeah, a little bit disappointed about that. But she wasn't advertised. I mean, she wasn't. I mean, technically she wasn't advertised, so I guess I don't have no
Right.
right to be disappointed. But I really thought she'd be back. It's been 9 months or so
Yeah.
since she's wrestled. Maybe something going on. I don't know. I guess we don't know. But I enjoyed the match. I was 1 to 10. I'd give that match 8.5 for me personally. I really enjoyed the match. I like the way it was put together.
Yeah, it was a well constructed Royal Rumble match. We also saw things like uh Kyrie accidentally eliminated Asuka, and I saw that and I'm like, where are we gonna go with that? Because because there was a moment where Asuka was kind of holding on to Kyrie and I thought she was gonna kick her, like hit her with one of those kicks or strike her in some kind of way. And then the camera panned over because I think it was time for another entrant to come in. That's for me another thing is I felt like these like the entrants were so quick, like it was back to back to back, that there were some moments that didn't have a chance to breathe, especially in the men's Royal Rumble match, which I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But Kiana James to me, stand out. Like she had herself a rumble. But I'm gonna ask Hype here, what were your thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble match?
Man, so as we'll talk about this with the rest of the show period. I think there were so many good storylines that were told in this match. Whether you talk about Charlotte and Alexa, and then Charlotte and Becky, and or the amount of work that Sol Ruka put into this match, and like you said, Lash Legend, who looked like a dominant figure, so. I think I I agree with you. I felt like the Rumble itself, like the timing wise, everything was really snappy and fast. And we got through a lot very quickly, which is kind of odd because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot, or at least in years past, they've been drawn out a little bit, right? But I feel like they got to points really, once one
Quick,
thing
fast.
happened,
Yep.
yeah, another thing happened, and it was hard to catch up. Not, but I enjoyed that because they told so many stories, or at least
Yeah.
started so many stories, especially as you're looking into going on into the road to WrestleMania. Like what's going to happen, right? We have so many different things that could possibly happen, especially both of those women's world titles.
Yeah.
I think it told a lot, and it makes me wonder. All right, who's going to come out at least number one contender for these? We have Liv, and I guess general assumption would be that she would go after Jade, right? Especially if Raquel wins on Monday. But something's telling me that they're gonna butt heads. I don't think Raquel really liked what went on. I don't think she
No, no.
felt like she got a fair stab. Like Liv just kind of booted her out at
Yeah.
the quickest available opportunity. So that's an interesting like little fold.
Yeah, it really is. I also like the little interweaving of low key legend Natty in there with Becky Lynch
Yeah.
conspiring to get out Maxine Dupree and things like that, and the story there was, and within this match, like for good, bad, or indifferent, however you feel about the event as a whole. I honestly feel like this women's Royal Rumble match was really well put together. As you guys have already said, a lot of really good different stories moving along. Voice, what are your thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble match?
Well, first and foremost, I picked Liv. I said she's going to win it a year ago. Nobody in their books or right minds would have said Voice will be picking Liv to do anything. Uh,
True.
This
I heard,
exactly.
yeah. I just they're doing a really good story around Liv, especially since she came back. And not only are they doing a good story around her, the two women that are around her really elevated their game while she was gone, and
Yeah,
it
oh, yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
And I think Raquel is getting that boost now, and I think we're going to get into a moment where Liv and Raquel have their fallout, and Roxanne's gonna have that moment where she's got to decide,
Gotta
and
pick a
that's
side.
going to be the gripping moment. My MVP of the Women's Royal Rumble is the woman I'm picking right now to win next year's Rumble, and it's Lash Legend. That
Okay.
woman had a epic Rumble for me. She came
Yeah.
out, she made her presence known, and she made it entertaining. I enjoyed it. I love her presence. I think she's doing fantastic work, and I really think through this moment in her career where she's in the Rumble, she's just getting bigger and better with the fan base. They are loving her more. They're cheering for her. I was popping for her at home, and that's, tens of thousands of miles away. And I think she's fantastic in situations like this because it lets her dominance shine. Dude, she to me seemed like the Undertaker rolled into Kane, rolled into the Big Show, rolled into every big guy you could imagine from back in the day, but she's more athletic than all of them. Like she just knows how to make it shine. But I did love that Liv won it. I love where we're pushing stories. I'm seeing a lot of our favorite women who have been in teams, factions are going to be breaking up. I'm looking forward to Asuka showing us here in the ring what we've heard her do with shit. I'm drawing a blank on her name. The whole storyline between her and the girl that's with Rhea. Io.
Oh, Io
Io.
Sky, yeah. Io
Okay,
Sky,
so
yeah.
they always draw back to the Io Asuka
Yeah.
lineage. So
Yep.
I'm here to see that presented with Kyrie and Asuka. I think that's a fantastic story that can be told, and it's going to be epic. And if that sets up for Mania, I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, for sure. No, I see where you're going, and I like what you're saying here, man. So, once again, I thought the women's Royal Rumble match was great, and most definitely something to fall back on for sure. They did a really good job, and I enjoyed it, man. I thought the Royal Rumble match once again was great, but we do have to get to some of our birthday shout outs here because I did have some peeps kind of hit me up and say, hey, I'll jump in and throw some on your show. And we were going to have him on today's show, but he had some other responsibilities and stuff. He just had a newborn and everything. So he's kind of, his wife is getting back into the flow of working and he's taking care of the kids. But that's my brother who I've known for a while, the Kyle Wells over there at the Wells Mania podcast. He's going to be running wild over at the Squared Circle Expo with us March 27th and 28th. He's going to be doing his own thing at his table. He's got something to say here. He's going to show a little love to your boy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, con man. Happy birthday to you. Hey, I hear that it is your 39th birthday, which means 39 years of greatness. Your last year in your 30s. So live it up because 40 is right around the corner. Literally, it's 1 year away. I'm looking forward to the In Your House Wells Mania collab coming soon. But in the meantime, keep running wild, brother. I love you and have the best birthday of all time.
My dog, the Kyle Wells over there at the Kyle Wells Mania podcast, and we appreciate him sliding on through. And we got, once again, future episode coming with him, and we still have some more shout outs on the way here on the show, but we're gonna keep it moving here because we have to talk about the match that went down. Gunther, the career killer, versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. And this match was pretty much what I expected it to be. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a it was a great match way. We saw AJ get hard way cut open on the table right there on the right, like right above his elbow, I think, or below his elbow on his forearm. And man, he was gushing blood. He's probably gonna need stitches on that because he was opened up. But the match was great. This is Gunther's thing, man, is that he is just squeezing the life out of these legends. But I'm definitely gonna get your guys' thoughts on the match, but definitely want to get your guys' thoughts on the moment after it happened. really, I mean, the match storytelling wise was great, but when AJ came to, like, and he sold when like so the fact that they were selling that he passed out, he was done, and then when he woke back up and the way he was selling, like, yo, what happened? Is it over? I was like, damn, that's masterful selling for sure in my mind. The way, because I was like, bro made me think he really passed out. Like, I bought in, and that's when you could do that. That's great. But then the moment of realization that he lost, and then taking off the gloves and setting him down and then picking him up. And I'm like, yo, what is happening? What is going on? I still don't think I fully processed. I don't know if he's retiring or he's going somewhere else or what. I do not know. But OG, what did you think about the match? What did you think about the moment?
I love the match. Love the moment. I'm not gonna lie, it got me. I was standing up rooting for AJ.
Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely got me involved in the match. Little bit misty when he lost.
Yeah.
Big AJ Styles fan. He's fantastic. Storytelling was great in the match. I thought Gunther did a great job also. Uh, I don't know where we're going. I thought they did a great job with him going to take off the gloves and then didn't put them down and put them back on. So I mean that leaves questions. Uh,
Yeah.
I did I did see a couple of Triple H what he had to say that it sounded like to me that he thinks in the future that Styles is going to be working backstage. He didn't. He said that in so many words. Didn't come out
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, he's working backstage," but that's the way it seemed. And then another gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he works a lot of the broadcast before the show, before the show. I can't think of his name though, but he
Byron.
said that who?
Byron.
Rosenberg?
Yeah, Rosenberg.
Got
He
it.
Okay.
said that. Yeah, he said that AJ told him that he was done. He wasn't going to wrestle anymore. So, but who knows? Uh, I think if he does wrestle again, I think I would say it's TNA to help them. Uh, but you never know. I mean, there's some attractive matches in AEW, so I guess we don't. That may be the biggest storyline coming out of the Rumble is what happens with AJ Styles. So,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a great match. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Well, I'm with you, man. It made me feel in some type of way, and I'll say this: definitely gonna get to the voices thoughts because that man keep a poker face on his face. But I also know how much of an AJ Styles fan you are, and how much that you love him, and the way that he reintroduced you to your love to professional wrestling. You've said it many times on the show, famously. So I'm saving you for last, bro, to get you to collect your thoughts on that. Hype. Where are you at, bro? The match and the moment. AJ Styles, is he retired?
So I'll start off with the match. I thought very good, solid match, and like this, I expect nothing else out of a Gunther match. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get hard hitting chops, and then you're going to get like painstaking grapples that
Yeah.
try to take the wind out of somebody. I. I thought the match was everything it was supposed to be. Now, as far as if AJ Styles being done and him putting gloves down and then picking them up and then like I think that he already alluded this is his last year in wrestling, like or at least being an active professional wrestler. I don't want to get crazy and be like, yeah, he's going to sign AEW because I think that's like the dumbest shit. If I'm being quite frank, because I don't think there's anything for him to really do there, but except for like wear his body down more, and that doesn't sound like fun.
In a
Um,
style that's really, really fast paced, and their work
yeah,
rate is more important than their storytelling.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I see where you're
yeah.
going. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, I kind of like this AJ Styles, who seems like he's still cognizant, in good health,
Yeah.
and going out, still very much so at the top of his game. Now that doesn't mean I don't see like something in TNA in his future. Maybe a send off match, maybe something. But yeah, I think he's done. I did see the press conference afterwards where Triple H was asked about AJ Styles, and he did allude to there's always something to be had. There's always help to be needed, especially with a figure like AJ Styles. So like I don't think this is the last we see of AJ Styles in wrestling. But as a wrestler, yeah, I think we are done, or maybe one match in TNA, but that would
Yeah.
be it.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel what you're saying, man. Man, it's just crazy to think, like, when I really think about it, because of all the years that I've been watching wrestling, and of course, seeing what he meant to TNA, and like really seeing his star grow in TNA the way that it did, and then his runs with New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor, and and then finally making it in 2016 to WWE, a place that people thought he'd never get to because he was already still kind of up, not like bad up there in age, but at that point he's 50 now, so at that point he was 40, and back then they're like, they're not going to sign a 40-year-old guy. This was unheard of back then, and they did. And and look what became of it. Guys had an amazing 10 years with the WWE and an amazing career before that. So if this is it, and he's going out like this, then let it be that, man, to where, like Hype said, which he said it perfectly, like, to where he's cognizant, to where he's on top of his game, to where we're not talking about the way we talk about, and I mean this with the utmost love and respect, but I'm keeping it real, the way we talk about Ric Flair when he steps back foot in the ring, where they're like, yeah, yeah, you should have. Yeah, he's not great now, but you should have saw him back in '97. Though he was a beast. Like, we're not having those conversations with AJ Styles, or like Undertaker, where you're watching Undertaker have matches in like 2018, 2019, and like, yeah, I mean, yeah, he don't look good now, but yo, if you would have seen him in like 2007, he was putting on bangers, like, that's how it is. Like, that's not what we want with AJ Styles. We want to remember him as a man who's 49 years old and doing springboard 450s. That's crazy. Let's hop in this chat real quick before we get to voicing his thoughts. We got my man Adam in there. He says, happy birthday, Con. Gunther is the new legend killer. Let him retire Orton next. Ooh, you might be cooking with that in the right situation. We got
See it.
Daniel Garcia over there in Puerto Rico. He says Liv Morgan is on her way to have a tremendous feud with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez in 2026. I like that. I like that. And he also goes on to say Kyle Fletcher versus Ciampa. He's ready for that.
That's
So, hey,
interesting.
that's definitely something that could happen in AEW. We'll expand on that when we talk
Contract
more
collision.
AEW. And listen, you got him saying, also glad Jacob will be feuding with Drew. I think that's kind of what we're gearing towards. We'll get to that point when we get to the Men's Royal Rumble match, because we'll get there. But we got to get to Voices' thoughts. I know you haven't really said much about it, like during the show or whatever. So we're getting a lot of people are getting your thoughts for the first time. The match, the moment, AJ Styles, is he retiring?
The match was fantastic. Um, I mean, it was great. It was what we wanted. We seen AJ pull his amazing repertoire of moves, and Gunther pulled his amazing ability to take those moves and to be the ultimate heel, the legend killer that he is. Um, I haven't said much to this because one of our co-hosts on the show, Kevin, he laid this out. Kevin Calloway
Kevin.
laid this plan completely out. He posted it as what if, but knowing Kevin and knowing his knowledge, I feel he's seen this. Now, is AJ done? It's a possibility. I don't think it's this year. I think 2027 he will officially be retired. I feel in, I would say, 8 weeks, we're going to see a report of AJ going to New Japan Pro and going over there and doing maybe a couple weeks, couple different matches,
I could see
and
that.
then he's going to bring whatever match from that run has the biggest impact, who brings in the most crowd, who had the biggest pop, and he's going to bring it over to TNA. And at the end, probably in the summer, I feel AJ will have his official last match, and it'll be in a TNA ring.
Ooh, okay, okay. So you thinking he's not fully retired? Is that your mindset?
No, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's fully retired. He told us, and AJ's a man of his word. He said 2026 will be his last year of wrestling. He didn't say where it's going to be his last year. He just said it's going to be his last year. He didn't sign another contract. This was his 10-year anniversary. Royal Rumbles when he debuted 10
Yep.
years ago. He fulfilled his contract. He's done. So he's done
Yeah.
with WWE. He's gone. Maybe in our eyes, he hasn't gone as far as he can, but we're not AJ Styles. This is his career. This is his body. This is his family. So maybe he feels he's gone as far as he can in WWE.
Yeah.
He sees what's behind him, he sees what's in front of him, and maybe in his eyes there's no spot for AJ to do the things that AJ wants to do to finish his career. So that's why I'm saying exactly what I said. He goes over to New Japan, he goes and does that for a few weeks, gets a big collection of different matches. TNA hypes up on that because TNA needs something like that. They need a draw because AEW right now is just they're getting takeout after every show over in Japan and bringing over phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
TNA is not. They're
No,
they're just not. And you could have somebody like AJ do that and be that bridge because so many people over there still respect everything AJ Styles has ever done, ever will do, and has continued to do. So that is your bridge for TNA and WWE majority because that's their farm. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, but you could do that. You could build out of TNA using AJ. And honestly, what I would do is I would let AJ run TNA
is
after
like the general
after he
manager.
retires. Yeah. I would let him be the general manager over there because that's going to be a draw.
Yeah. I like
TNA
that.
was fun when they had even Bischoff sitting in an office and guys could go in there and talk shit to him. And then a match would be made. It was fun. Sting. I mean, come on. Outside of the Crow Sting, some of the favorite Sting is TNA Sting.
Oh yeah.
You
Great
know,
moments for
so
that.
there's a chance, and AJ was in the middle of that. AJ was the heartbeat of over there. So I think it's the smartest move to do.
Yeah, no, I dig what you're saying there. And from what you were saying, it made me think of a couple of things, honestly. What if this is just me speculating here, and you're right, you're saying that he's done with WWE, with but not done wrestling, period. He's gonna go out on his own terms. That makes me think, what if we saw the AJ Styles phenomenal world tour where
Why?
he
Why
goes,
not?
he has stints at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe he goes to Europe and maybe goes to like Progress Wrestling. Maybe he does some work for like GCW over here in the States. Then ultimately it brings him to TNA. You know, let him just run in spots. Hell, honestly, who can tell him that he can't? Who can tell him that he can't do it? I'd have him go up against some young talent in Ring of Honor. Who's gonna tell him no? He
Yeah.
wouldn't be under contract. So he can go to Ring of Honor, he can go to New Japan, he can go to he can go to TNA to end it all out, but he can go to places like Progress over there in the UK. He could maybe go to some promotions over in Australia or something. And once again, like I said, the AJ Styles phenomenal world tour. And another thing that kind of sparked my brain as you were talking, that they keep the TNA talent away from the AAA talent, and they just kind of let the AAA talent course with WWE talent and let the TNA talent course with the WWE talent, as opposed to like AEW, they'll have their New Japan talent and their CMLL talent mixed in with their AEW talent. Like there's pretty much somebody from CMLL, somebody from AEW, and somebody from New Japan Pro Wrestling, all's represented in the same faction, the Don Callis family.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got all that. So I don't understand what WWE is kind of not kind of mixing and matching that. And it's kind of like keep your chocolate out of my peanut butter or something like that. I don't know, but I like that AEW does that. But listen, we had some people make some picks. They sent in some love to the to us here. And listen, I don't think really anybody's picks really got except for Voice over here. He got the women. He got the women right, but like a lot of people like picked Braun Breaker, and that didn't happen because of what we're going to talk about later on in the show. But I did get a birthday shout out from one of our contributors here at In Your House, and she's kind of doing her own thing right now. And we will catch her again though at the Squared Circle Expo. She wanted to show some love and give her picks. Did she get it right? Did she get it wrong? We're about to find out.
What's up, everyone? This is the Divinely Designed Annie O'Neill coming at you for the IYH Royal Rumble picks. For the women, taking the entire bag, which she truly deserves, Big Mommy Cool, Raquel Rodriguez. She's climbing all the way up to the top, and she is not leaving without her championship. And unfortunately, for the men taking it, as much as it pains me to say, it's going to be Logan Paul. I feel morally repugnant even just saying that name. And I'd like to extend a very special happy birthday to the con man himself, Alacon House. Thank you for all you do, and I hope you enjoy your day, man. Much love. We'll catch you later.
Hey, we appreciate the love from Divinely Designed Annie O'Neill, and man, she could have. Here's the thing: she can feel good about the fact that her Royal Rumble pick got eliminated by the Royal Rumble winner, and then she doesn't have to stress out about the fact that the man who she loathes and can't stand, Logan Paul, did not win the Royal Rumble. But I thought he was gonna win. He was my pick, so I was wrong on that one.
When I seen him be bottom 4, I was like, "Oh fuck, they're gonna pull the trigger!"
Excited. I swear, I got excited,
His
bro.
ass got thrown out.
I was so mad. I was like, shit.
Man. Oh, dude, I literally stood up, holding my phone. I was like, "Holy shit, they're gonna fucking do it!" Could you imagine if they would have pulled that trigger?
It would have been
Maverick
amazing.
wins the Rumble.
Oh, it would have been so good. And people would have been so pissed.
Oh, there would have been a hate. We would have had to have a haters ball this year.
Oh my God, most definitely, man. I'm loving this episode. I'm having a blast with my guys over here. But listen, we do got to do what we do here. We have to take a break. We got to pay some bills because we got to make sure that the work got to keep working. But listen, when we come back from commercial break, we are going to continue to talk about the second half of the Royal Rumble. Once again, still a fun show, and we still have some birthday shout outs that's coming. We still got some features on the show. We're going to get some thoughts on the World Championship match, the Undisputed Championship match, specifically that Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Then the Men's Royal Rumble on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster t-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster tees is where IYH live.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful for coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you, right here in the middle of this ring, that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Emerge Wrestling is in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood, in your house. Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakon the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. It is the Sunday house party, and I'm kicking it here with OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room, Hypocrisy Jones, my man, my brother, and the voice, Josh Joseph's in the building on Wednesdays. He's the educator of Extreme, and we are hanging out celebrating a real one's birthday right here on the February 1st edition of In Your House. So, listen, y'all, I got up and I was feeling good because I had so many amazing messages and inboxes and whatnot. It always feels good, you know what I'm saying, to feel like you're the main character for a day at least. And I got a lot of love as soon as I woke up this morning, so that was great. But the work didn't stop because I still had to go get my birthday workout in and stay in shape and try to make sure I'm moving and doing what I need to do, get my stretching in and get my lifting in. And I was able to do that because of Goalie Nutrition. That is Goalie gummies and everything that they provide, whether it be the apple cider vinegar gummies there for energy, the ashwagandha gummies for chilling, maxing, and restoring, the matcha mind gummies to help you with that focus. And man, I'm grateful I got it. And you guys can get your wellness journey going too. All you got to do is go to goalie.com and we can help you out, because you can put in promo code IYH there at checkout, get a 10% discount, and hey, let them know that In Your House sent you, and check out everything that we're doing on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, and then on demand on the audio version on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So listen, we're gonna keep these birthday shout outs rolling, man, because I always appreciate the love, and especially people who appreciate what I'm doing in the background, because when people think about what I do, of course a lot of it is coming on here and talking some professional wrestling with my guys here. Love all my brothers over here who come and take time out of their day, families and jobs and stuff like that, to come and kick it with your boy. So I love y'all and appreciate y'all for it. But a lot of people see what I do here in the forefront, but a lot of people don't know that I am an accomplished producer. And I'm very proud of that. Accomplished producer, charted, things of that nature. And I get a chance to work with guys who have been to amazing places, one of them being the Pope Elijah Burke. And of course, we remember his time on ECW, WWE, NWA, TNA, had great runs in TNA, and I produced his podcast, and he wanted to come through and show some love like he always does, man. And he wanted to holler at me real quick, so let's go ahead and hit that real quick.
What's up, everybody? It's the Pope Elijah Burke. I had to take a moment right now just to come give a great big shout out to my friend, my brother, the producer to Pope's Point of View, the deacon to the guy I like, my main guy, Alcon Carmen House. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, my friend. Hope that you enjoy it, live, laugh, love, learn, and continue to be a blessing and a light to everyone around you. And always remember, like your boys say, like you and I have come together and agreed on multiple occasions, always, if you can't change the people around you, even on your birthday, change the people around you. God bless you. All love.
That's my brother, man. The Pope Elijah Burke. What a guy, man. What a vibe.
Yeah, he is a vibe. I love his voice, man. It's so raspy and just it makes you just be like, dude, tell me anything. I'm about to follow you. I don't give a shit. Tell me. Just tell me what you're gonna tell me.
Dude's awesome, man. Dude is
He is.
awesome. It's been such a pleasure working with him over all these years that I've been producing the show. The one and only producer of the Pope's Point of View. And then, of course, the time that my man Hype has helped him with Pope TV. And those have been great times to be able to give to Hype, to have him give get those opportunities to work with the guy like Pope. But for me personally, man, it's just been such a fun ride. Like, I've got a chance to ride in cars with this guy. I've got a chance to work shows with this guy. And like, for somebody who's wrestled at WrestleManias and been in main events in TNA and have held titles in NWA, when you really, really get to know him, he really is one of the most kindest souls, that you'll meet. Of course, as a professional wrestler, a whole lot of bravado. A whole lot of bravado. But when you get those moments with Elijah and not Pope, he is one of the sweetest human beings on this entire planet. I promise you that he is. So it's most appreciated that he came up and did that. But you know what? I want to hop in this chat real quick because we still got to talk about the WWE Undisputed Championship match. We still got to talk about the Men's Royal Rumble match, and we most definitely are. But you know what? My man DG over here, Daniel Garcia over there in Puerto Rico, he's been so like pivotal in this chat right now and been like really engaging with us. I want to touch on his topic real quick, and we can popcorn it around and keep it tight, whatever. But Ava, the daughter of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is gone from NXT. And I wanted to bring this up. Daniel Garcia brought it up. So thank you for that, brother. And I wanted to bring it up because it's a really interesting situation. Because when you think about it, this is a girl who this is a forever job if she wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? Her father has a long legacy with the company and now a shareholder for the company that owns the company that he has a huge legacy in, him working with being a part of the TKO group, so him having a hand and whatnot. And we got our man Bryce up in here, and he's kind of adding to the conversation. He says late to the party, just won his City League playoff game, but he's here now. Congrats on that, bro. The hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, bro. I know he be out there doing this thing. Hype tells me about it. So hell yeah, keep working, keep grinding, and thank you for all the work that you're doing on the In Your House Wrestling podcast page, bro. It's most definitely appreciated. But he
Very
also
much appreciated.
yeah, for sure. But he also asked the conversation and says Ava's girlfriend got cut, and and I read that might has something to do with it. But and it leads me to think that because when I read reports, and guys, this is all speculation. I do not know Ava. I don't know The Rock. I don't know. This is what I'm reading and stuff. So I'm going off of that. That's all I got to go off of. And then I'm gonna get my guys' thoughts here. And once again, we'll keep it tight, then continue the Royal Rumble. But it could be the thing where it's like her girlfriend got cut and maybe she felt some type of way about it because when her contract expired, I guess like there was no real reason why she wanted to leave. She just wanted to be done, and that was it. Like she just didn't want to do it anymore. And like it could if that's what it is, then let it be that. But I don't. But that's the most sensible thing that it could be when you think logically, because who's gonna? She's not gonna. She's with the WWE. She's got a job for a lifetime. The only way she's leaving is if she wanted to, and that seems to be what it was. OG. There's not a lot of information out about this, but what were your thoughts? I'll just leave it at that. What were your thoughts when you saw that Ava decided that she was not going to be the NXT general manager anymore and that she'll be leaving the company?
I was a little surprised, to be honest with you, because you hadn't heard anything about her contract running out. You know, a lot of times you hear stuff, so it was kind of a surprise to me. I, I know a lot of people hate on her. You know, she's only got the job because she's the Rock's daughter and stuff. And I thought she did a pretty decent job. I thought that what I liked about her being general manager was that she was very young. That
Yeah.
youth, I think having that youth on NXT, I thought it fit. I think it fit better than having somebody 60 years old being the general manager. So I kind of like that youth. But evidently she wasn't happy. I know she started off trying to be a professional wrestler. She had a lot of knee injuries. I don't know if she was going to make it as a wrestler. So they found this job for her. I thought she did fine at it, but evidently it wasn't a fit for her anymore for whatever reason.
Yeah, and once again, we could only speculate on what those reasons are. We do not know, but she's decided that this is going to be what she wants to do. Hype. What are your thoughts, man? This Ava thing, it really felt abrupt, but I do want to get your thoughts on it, bro.
Well, as a member of the family, I just want to give shout out to my imaginary sister Ava for the job that she did within NXT as general manager. She really did bring a lot of credibility to the role, and I think that in itself. In her position was probably was harder to do than people will give her credit for. Because of her name, because of my imaginary father, The Rock.
Your lineage, yeah, y'all's lineage.
Yeah. I mean, that in itself makes things 20 times harder. You know what I mean? So like, but I think she'll fall on her feet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna fall too far to the floor. Because our dad is The Rock, or at least my imaginary dad is The Rock. So I think she'll be okay. As far as the girlfriend thing, I didn't know about. Don't really know about that, but I don't think that's going to be an ultimate decider in her decision because have to remember she has the last name Johnson and can do whatever the fuck she wants. Because I'm pretty sure she's set.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Like, honestly, if I'm thinking about it, if she really like can find a style that keeps her from getting injured, because here's the thing, like when you think about Dwayne Johnson, when you think about The Rock as a professional wrestler, you don't think about fast paced, high flying, high octane action. His moveset was simple. It wasn't
Yep.
over the top, but everything that he did had purpose and was impactful because he had a natural charisma. Now, I don't think she has, at least she, to me, hasn't shown the signs of having the potential that her father has, and that's gonna be the thing that she's gonna have to use to cover up the fact that she probably isn't gonna be able to go with a lot of these indie wrestlers because I could see a reality where she found a style. Who's gonna tell her she can't go to GCW? They'll be falling all over themselves to have the Rock's daughter on the GCW show or on Wrestling Revolver, or if she wants to go overseas or something. The name value is there. She has it, but can she wrestle with the current crop of talent that she's coming up with right now because she still is so young? That's my question.
Well, we don't know what we don't know, right? We only got a
True.
very small sample size of her wrestling.
Yeah.
When she was in what was that group that she was in?
Schism.
Schism. Yeah. So I don't know. It more power to her if she goes out there and wrestles. It's not like she can't or doesn't have the connections or
Right,
like
right.
the availability for finding training or trainers if needed.
True. Yeah. No, you're
I
right. You're
I
right.
would guess that she's probably going to go into some sort of acting though. That would be my natural like path.
Okay.
I doubt she like can I be honest like if as being a family member of The Rock, I'm not going to like sully myself down and go to the indies. The fuck? 'Cause they can afford me.
Say, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm going right to Hollywood. I'm going
I
right to Hollywood.
yeah, I
Okay,
don't think
okay.
they can write six-figure checks. I mean, let's just be real.
Yeah, when you put it like seriously, when you put it like that though, unless you know what, unless she decided she wanted to train with like Natty or something like that. But I get
Yeah,
what you're saying. I get what you're saying as far as
Natty's
like
different.
her paycheck's gonna be a whole lot higher. She just jumps in Hollywood and takes some small roles here and there, kind of dips her toe in, just like her dad did when he started, and he became great from it. So you never really know. But we got to get to voice, man. Where are your thoughts, man? Ava, out of NXT, out of WWE, not with the company. What's your thoughts?
Okay, here's my professional opinion. I hope she does do something that makes her happy. Now, here's my opinion that you asked me to come on for, House. When have you, any of you, ever looked at Ava, no matter what she's doing, and been like, man, she has a desire to do this? Man, she really had to work to do this. Man, she's really putting out some charisma. Stop with all this nonsense. This is a rich kid that's just riding on the coattails of daddy. Oh, what's the next move? Movies. Imagine that. Oh my God. Call Macaulay Culkin, call me up. We're doing the same face from Home Alone. Oh my goodness. No, she's
R.I.P. Captain.
look, first off,
Real
this
fact, real
girl,
talk.
she's got the ability to do whatever she wants because of the name. Fine, that's great. You don't have the talent just because the dad has the name. You guys out there cheering for Nick Hogan? His dad was pretty famous, made a lot of fucking money. Hey, man, this kid can do anything he wants. He's gonna be no, stop. Ava's gonna do what Ava wants to do. Her girlfriend got cut. She is that type of person to be like, well, my girlfriend's not here. I'm leaving. Bye. She does not exude any type of, I want to be here and I want to do things and I want to. So she's not calling Natty to learn. She's not doing any of that. She's calling up these places and going, my dad's the Rock. Just like she did on every fucking time that there was a camera in front of her. I have never seen any type of energy from her to where I'm like, I have to watch this because I need to see what Ava's going to say. No, no, no. It's never been that way. And that's what my opinion is personally. But professionally, I hope she does great. Hope she does whatever she wants to do. Whatever makes her happy.
For sure. No, but it's great. He's right though.
That's not the Rock.
It's not. I mean, come on.
Listen,
And my dad's Ron Simmons, okay? Jones. And we talk every Sunday after the show.
damn.
I'm happy for you to have a real life dad. Some of us can be so lucky.
Oh,
Oh man.
I'll talk to
Lord.
Ron. Maybe he'll talk to
Here we
Dwayne.
go.
Yeah.
But listen. So I'm listening to what Voice is saying, and I'm thinking about it because I have to think about it logically because that's how my mind works. And I'm like, yeah, I can't ever say there was a time where like Ava seemed like she was super excited to be there. Like, and if you wanted to wrestle, like, trust me, a lot of the every guy on this panel right here knows a wrestler, and if they want to wrestle, they're going to wrestle. And you're not going to be able to stop them from wrestling. That's the truth. Like you can tell them not to wrestle, but no matter what, until they come to their head that it's like, okay, I can't do this anymore, or that's where passion comes into play. That's where drive comes into play. That's where love of the game comes into play. I don't think she has that drive. I don't think she has that passion. I don't think she has that love of the game. And we're going to get to the comments for sure, but I don't think she has that love of the game. And yes, like when you have guys out there that are embracing not only the name, but the culture and the tradition and the passion and feeling that, look at guys like Braun Breaker. Somebody who has the name and exudes the passion. He makes me think he wants to be there. Look at Dominic Mysterio. He's got the name. When I used to be friends with this kid on Facebook when he was a young kid, and I don't know why he requested me. It was odd. Probably because I was doing indie stuff or whatever, I don't know. But he was selling like WWE toys and stuff like that on Facebook Marketplace. Now people look at him as like one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation. That's passion. That's drive. That's love of the game. If Ava wanted to be there, she'd be there. And that's that. That's
Exactly. I
that.
mean, Natty alone is my bar for this. And I know we have comments in out
Yeah.
here talking about Charlotte.
We're about to
Charlotte
get to
is
that.
also she's
Charlotte,
another
yes.
one.
Yes.
Her dad was Ric Flair.
Yes.
She could have done anything she fucking wanted, but she
But
chose
she
wrestling.
embraced it.
She's there. She's putting in the work. She's doing it. She's absorbing it. And I'm not saying Ava couldn't do it. I'm just saying Ava didn't do it. And
But
that's
the
all we
question
can
is,
go
does
off
Ava
of.
want to do it?
Does she?
That's the
I mean,
question.
That's the real question. That's
she
the only
needs-
question that matters, honestly.
Yeah.
Is what does she
Yes.
what does she really want to do?
exactly.
And
Yes.
I think a lot of people put in a lot of emotion in things, especially when it comes to wrestling, which is, I mean, I get it, but also you have to remember, like, yeah, maybe we want these people to do like the most extravagant thing that we can think of in our head and be like this, but we gotta remember they're real people, and you know, they're I think just like we all have children, right? So like you tell your kids that you can be literally whatever you want to be. You just have to work for it or try, but it's okay to try different things and not like things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right.
What if Hollywood works out for her?
Yeah.
That could be her angle. But honestly, I wish someone would just sit down and be like, "Hey, Ava, what the fuck do you want to do?"
What do you
Because
want?
name alone, any industry that she wants to get into, any type of thing, name alone, you're going to make money off of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she needs to find what makes her heart jump out of its chest and say, "Hey, I have to fucking do this or I die." And
Yep.
I don't think it's wrestling. I know she has the ability to do it. I know she has all that. But what I'm saying is I'm going off of what she's presented in front of me, and I don't see that drive.
Yeah. And also, I just want to add this in there, and then we're going to conclude this because this got deep, and I'm glad that it did. I also want to say this: that young woman is 24 years old.
Yeah.
That part.
And if you sit up here and tell me that you knew exactly what you wanted to do and had it all figured out at 24 years old, I'd call you a goddamn lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a young girl. She's a young woman. She's still figuring it out. And you know what? She's allowed to.
Yeah.
You know?
Give
So-
her that opportunity. Don't
Yep.
don't pigeonhole her into, well, her dad went to Hollywood. So, and I'm not saying you guys are, I'm saying that's what
Yeah,
people
I
out there
feel
are
you.
doing. Yeah. It's like, it's ridiculous. Let the young woman figure herself out.
Yep, 100%, 100%. That was a good conversation. I dug that. But listen, we have got to continue our talk about the Royal Rumble. Let's talk about this World Heavyweight Championship match, this Undisputed Championship match, because like the match was okay, but like for me, it felt like you had the women's Rumble match, you had the AJ Styles big emotional moment, and then you had the undisputed title match, and like it's just tough because it's like there had to be a cool off match. It just sucks that it's for like your main title, like the title match is the cool off match. Once again, I did not expect Sammy to win this thing. I expected Drew. I fully expect Drew to go into WrestleMania as champion, and he's really putting on. To me, I like what Drew McIntyre is doing.
Sorry, man. He got me. He popped me. I had to put it
know
up
what he
there.
said. He says he wants to put the fries in the bag letter.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
you're
that's-
getting pinned, Bryce. That's my
good
favorite
stuff.
comment.
In that one, man. In that one, man, for sure. All right. But listen, this match, I hate to say it, but forgettable, bro. I love Drew McIntyre. I love Sami Zayn. The match wasn't bad. I think it was the placement of the match that kind of just took me out of it. OG Tony, what's your thoughts on the match? And did it meet expectations? Did you feel like how I felt? And it was kind of like, didn't meet expectations mainly because of placement. But I want to ask you where you at.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It was my least favorite on the card, but I think it could have made a big difference maybe if they had it as the second match and not the third match. I think if
Yeah.
you'd have put it after the women's rumble, it might have hit a little harder and had AJ match as the third one. It could have helped that match. I enjoyed the match. I thought it was what it should be. I thought Drew looked strong. He
Yeah.
needed to. I didn't think Sammy looked bad. I mean, I thought it was a good match. I mean, this was really a good card. I mean, you had two good rumbles. You had two good matches. I mean, last year I thought the rumble was better, but I think part of that's because I was there. You
Yeah, for
know,
sure. Yeah,
I mean, I
absolutely.
was
Yeah.
there live, but this
Yeah.
was just if you look at the rumble and you look at the matches, it was just as strong as last year's. I mean, really. So I thought it was solid.
Yeah, yeah, it was all right. Like I said, I don't want to. We don't have to go into a whole big old thing about it, just because I feel like, unless there's somebody who feels differently, and I'll definitely give you guys a chance to. I feel like that match just kind of was what it was. But hype, where are you at with the undisputed championship match? Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was presented well. I mean, it's a 4-match card, right? You have
Yeah,
two rumbles and then two traditional matches sandwiched in
yeah,
between, and I understand it. Like you couldn't, like, this isn't a match Sammy should have won for multiple reasons. One
hmm,
being that to you don't want that kind of high to be reached on your third match. And yeah, Adam is that's hilarious.
that's honestly a
Wow.
pinnable comment too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that one too. There. Yeah.
So I understand the direction that they were going. You want to start off on a high and you want to end on a high. And those other two matches in between, unfortunately, what they were, with AJ's match being a retirement match
Hmm.
and the co-main event, we'll call it, being for the world heavyweight title. I mean, they were what they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. No, you're hitting. I mean, like I said, it for me it was the placement of the match. I love what Drew McIntyre is doing right now. Like the fact that I see Drew McIntyre as champion, like this is the fire that I wanted to see from Drew McIntyre. And you know what? It's harder to keep the championship and harder to be compelling as a champion than it is when you first win it or when you're chasing it. And honestly, from if you ask me right now, like in a vacuum, I'm enjoying his title run right now because the chaos that he's bringing with Cody. He cost Cody the Royal Rumble match. He still got Jacob coming after him. Trick Williams is coming after him. There's a lot of Sami Zayn just had a match against Sami Zayn. He just became champion not that long ago, and already there's a lot of people gunning for him, and I like that. I just think this match was the cool off match of the show, and it was gonna be that by process of elimination. Voice, where are you at? Drew McIntyre, guy you've had a lot of thoughts about in the last like 6 or 7 months. He went up against Sami Zayn. Where are you at with the match, man?
The only difference I'm going to give than you guys is I would have put this match first because the AJ retirement match,
Yeah.
anybody's looking for the end of this.
Yeah.
They in that match because that can be your cool off because yes, you're great. The people who absolutely adore AJ and this style match are going to watch it from start to end. But that you had the ability to put that because everybody's waiting for the end of that match to see if he gets pinned, to see if he has to retire. And that's just, in my opinion, that's just facts on that. I mean, so you could put that, have Drew kick off the show, bring that energy that he's been bringing to this title run, bring it to
Mm.
start your show. Then your women's is gonna it. People are there to see the Rumble matches, so you're going to be able to have the women's there and just run with it and have momentum coming off of Sammy and Drew. And honestly, I think it would have made his costing Cody this Rumble even more impactful because he waited the entire show then just to
Right.
fuck Cody over.
I,
You know,
the problem is you
That
can't
boy
do that
changed
with
clothes
these.
fast.
Yeah, he did. The problem is you can't do that with these event named or marquee event named PLEs as like Elimination Chamber, i.e., Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. Those are your marquee matches, and we are in in a stage where now they recognize women as people, as they should. So you have to highlight them, and you
I
have
didn't
to
get the
highlight them in
memo.
men. So I you can't you have to starting in your at least these pay-per-views with.
But I hear what you're saying, and I understand that. But aren't we trying to change wrestling? Like, are we not trying to evolve it? Why do we
Who?
have to? We as fans, them
Well,
as
I was
wrestlers,
gonna say, if
companies.
you're talking about us, yes, but I think as WWE, no.
no,
Well,
no.
I mean,
We highlighted from the
they're
start.
bringing in talent that wants to change it, that wants to be the different, that wants to be
Sure.
the next evolution.
Sir, they are bringing in people that will generate other people to follow them to generate more money in their pockets. This is the name of the game. They aren't like doing shit to like change the culture or change the culture of wrestling.
Okay, so the next time Sammy comes out and he has a social issue, someone needs to tell him to shut the fuck up. Then
people do.
Well,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do,
no,
yeah.
like the president needs to come out of WWE and be like, "Hey, shut the fuck up." That's not what we're trying to do
because
here.
that also generates money. You need these. Unfortunately, you need these decisive opinions.
So then we're just gonna ride the wave of it's never gonna change. This
it's
is how
really
it's
not.
going to be.
Well,
that
it's not gonna
sucks.
change, bro.
That's fucking. Well, I wanted to say a word that I can't say on air. That sucks.
So
I'll just say that
think
word.
it-
That's
so
uncoiffed.
I
it
like
is.
that.
So as far as structure of the show go, here's how I would have had it. I would have had the women's Royal Rumble match. I would have had Drew and Sammy, and then I would have had AJ and Gunther, because what I would have done is I would have taken that time, break that time up. That's where you put a lot of your like ads and whatnot, and let people breathe.
You know
Let
what
people
would
breathe.
happen.
Give them a chance. You give them about 5 or 10 minutes after AJ does his thing, goes in the ring, and takes his gloves off and puts them back on, and then give him about 5 or 10 minutes. Then you have the main event, which is the men's Royal Rumble match. Pacing is the issue here, because there's no way that you're going to have this event in one match, and 4 of these matches were important. All right, there's a retirement match, a match for your main championship, and 2 Royal Rumble matches that are going to determine who's going to face off against the champion at the Royal Rumble. Every match was important. But unfortunately, the way you pace things in wrestling, and it's not a matter, you know what? It's not even a matter of who should go on first because this is what we need to do politically. The women should go on because this is what we need to do. It's not a matter of that, because I promise you that a lot of these cats backstage in WWE aren't thinking like that. They're thinking about what's the structure of the show? How are we structuring the show? And the structure of the show, the way they've been doing it, is gimmick match, one match, another traditional match, closing gimmick match. That's how they've been doing it. That's factually how they've been doing it. So I don't think they're thinking. What's
You
that?
know what would have happened if they put the world title match on second after the women's Royal Rumble?
What do you think?
You would have had a whole bunch of mouth breathers getting online saying they're burying the world title.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I can see. You can't win. You can't
This
win.
is why I'm just to the point with like not even just with wrestling, but with a lot of things that like none of it fucking matters. Like,
Yeah.
You're not gonna make everybody happy because you can't.
You're not.
Because if you're trying to just fucking stop, because I think that's the new definition of literal insanity. I just sometimes you just gotta enjoy shit and fucking or just Nike it and get through it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys, do you guys have one Rumble in your mind that you, besides this one because it was over in Saudi, that is kind of like maybe went against the grain of it? Because I do. I have one right off the top of my head where they made, mine was the 2000 Royal Rumble.
Ooh,
Cactus Jack versus Triple H. That was one of the most like to me, that was like a punk rock moment for WWF at the time, in which they were like, this match was the centerpiece. Yes, the Rumble is the Rumble, but honestly, that match took away from everything and
Yeah.
made that Rumble better. That's absolutely one of my favorite Rumbles of all time, and it doesn't even really have to do with anything with the Rumble.
It's you know, when I went into this, and I think that's a good one. I think that's the one, honestly. But when I went into this, I was thinking about like the story of this Royal Rumble wasn't the Royal Rumble matches. It was AJ Styles. Is he going to retire? And when I think about matches where we go into the Royal Rumble and the main focus isn't the Royal Rumble matches, I think that over the Cactus Jack versus Triple H in the street fight for the WWE Championship, is it was for the WWE Championship, was it?
Yeah.
That's one that stands out because even though I haven't seen it in a long time, it's one of the ones like I saw it on a shirt the other day and I was like, you know, they only make shirts for matches that stand out. Like you can see like Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, you know, Matt, you know, a shirt. You could see Rock versus Stone Cold shirts.
Razor
You
versus
know,
Shawn.
exactly. And when I saw that Cactus Jack Triple H shirt, I was like, that's because that match was a moment that made the Royal Rumble outside of the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
So I most definitely agree with that. And let's just do a quick sidebar because I know we're still got to get to the Royal Rumble match, but I did say we was going to talk about this, and the reason I bring it up is because we didn't get to this point on the women's Royal Rumble, and we're about to get to the men's Royal Rumble, but we saw Nikki Bella in that match. We also saw Brie Bella in that match. And when they did that, because I wanted to make sure that that bring back bathroom break divas match.
They're close, Adam. They brought back the Bellas, so they are close, my
Oh
friend.
man, I can't believe it. Listen, I was disgusted, bro. I was disgusted. I saw Brie Bella. I saw these people in Saudi Arabia popping for her. I was like, no, that means we're gonna see her more on TV.
Yep.
I'm like, no. But here's the thing, bro. I gotta say it like this, and then I want to get your guys' thoughts on this because I've been saying this on social media. I've been saying this in some forums and stuff like that I'm in with some other podcasters like us, and it pains me to say this, y'all, but it's the truth, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. I am an advocate and loud and proud, damn it, Bryce, and loud and proud hater of the Bella Army.
Oh,
I don't like Nikki Bella. I'm not a fan. I don't hate them personally. Well, I don't know. Nikki Bella, she's kind of an asshole a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of an asshole in real life. But Brie Bella, I really don't got no smoke with her. I just don't think she's a good wrestler at all. But I hate it because I gotta defend them. I have to defend the Bellas. We are in Universe 8 right now because I have to defend the Bellas. This isn't right. Because we had, late last year, the return of AJ Lee. And we were all up in arms, man. Brothers, all right? I saw women wrestlers in tears over her return. And I'm not shading them for that. That's not what this is. I'm saying that's what the impact was when she returned. That's why I'm saying that. She returned. And I remember back, if you remember this, if all y'all remember this, OG, voice, hype, if you were watching wrestling back in 2013, 2014, around that time, when AJ Lee was the highlight, the star, the shining light of a dead women's division. And she would get on a mic and she torched, smoked, and roasted and charbroiled the Bellas every week, saying, y'all weak, y'all can't wrestle. The only reason y'all here is because y'all banging somebody in the company, and you ain't got the juice that I got. Now here it is, 2026, and Nikki Bella's been on my damn TV way more than AJ Lee, who's wrestled twice and has probably been on TV 4 times since her groundbreaking, miraculous return to professional wrestling. A conversation needs to be had with AJ Lee. What is going on? Why has her return been so lackluster? You don't get a pass from me, ma'am. All right? Your return's been terrible. You made me defend Nikki Bella, so I'm mad at you for that. OG Tony, where are you at? AJ Lee, we have to have this conversation.
Probably going to be a lot of people upset with me, but I'm not saying that she's bad, but I was never a huge AJ Lee fan. I just never got it. I just never got it. I mean, I'm not saying she's bad or terrible, and I'm not putting anybody down that thinks she's great. She was never one to hit for me. For, per- Personally, it never hit for me. But I know a lot of people was excited, like you said, women crying, people going crazy that she came back. I thought she was going to have a good run, but to have a good run, you got to be on TV. You got to you got to be a part of the show. So she hasn't been there, So I don't know what to think. Of course, now WWE never said that she signed a full deal. All these reporters said that she signed a complete deal and all this stuff. WWE never said that. So who knows what she signed? Maybe she only signed 5 appearances. We don't know. The dirt sheets report stuff, but don't mean it's true. So I guess I don't know what to think, to be honest with you. Hopefully she's ready to come back and be on our TV, and a lot of people think it's going to be her and Becky for the championship at WrestleMania. We'll see. Title, But hopefully that she's going to be around for the next several months to get that going.
Yeah, for sure. One of the biggest things that I've heard that like always stuck with me is sometimes in a lot of times the best ability is availability. And I think there's just been a huge lack of availability with AJ. Can she tell the stories? Yes. Can she wrestle an adequate match? I think just from the couple appearances I saw, I'd say yes. But you got to be there, man. And like, once again, you got me defending the Bellas. Nikki Bella's been on TV more than you. Nikki Bella is showing. I hate it. I mean, yeah, maybe she needs to pay her child support, but she's been on TV. She's been there. So you're making me defend her. Hype, where are you at with the run of AJ Lee?
I don't like seeing Nikki Bella on my TV as much as you guys don't like it, but I do understand how child support works. So like I get it.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta take them jobs.
You gotta take them jobs, bro. Yeah.
You gotta hustle. But as far as AJ Lee, to be honest, like I think she has added what she could have added. I really don't see her bringing that much more value to like the women's roster or bolstering it that much, to be honest. I think her being on screen more takes away from other people being on screen more. So like I'm not missing it or like or like wishing it was there. The only person that didn't show up in the women's Royal Rumble that I was sad about and legitimately sad about was Bianca Belair, because like I miss seeing her. She was also my pick for the winner.
Me too.
But beyond that, like she's the only women's wrestler that like I'm like, oh man, why aren't they there? It's kind of much like right now missing Seth Rollins, right? Like, oh man, I wish he was there. Or Kevin Owens, but like I don't get that from AJ Lee. I enjoyed the nostalgia pop, but she don't got to come on screen no more.
Fair. That's fair. And here's the thing though, like it's kind of like what Tony's saying that's mixed into what you're saying. And I know that I felt this way too, and I've seen it felt that way. Sometimes we think we're getting something and it's not exactly what we think we're getting and we get upset about it. Now, like OG said, we saw the video on social media where she signed a contract, but we don't know the terms of the contract. All I'm
They just
saying
lost
is,
a child. I mean, a dog child in Larry, but like,
yeah,
they maybe that's why she's not there. She's just grieving.
and it could be that too. I'm not, listen, I'm not
You were
here to judge
fired.
how I'm not here to judge how anybody grieves, all right? But listen, man, I'm just saying, especially with if we're in the okay, let me bring this into the equation too, because freaking Becky Lynch is doing incredible work. Incredible work. I dare I say some of the best work of her career. I don't know. That's kind of we'll have to have that conversation because I don't know. She's done some great work in her career, but I love what she's doing now. And I just feel like that, especially with news that she's probably on her last WWE contract. I don't know if you guys saw that, as far as Becky Lynch being on her last WWE contract. I just feel like, man, if this is where we're going, personally, as a fan, and once again, we don't know what's going on in people's lives. We have no clue about that. So I'm not speaking about that. I'm just speaking purely as a fan. If Becky Lynch is out the door and AJ Lee is only going to do limited appearances, that means the window for the AJ Lee Becky Lynch feud is not just really small, but every day it's closing more and more. So I'm only thing I'm saying is whatever she's got going on, I hope she gracefully gets through it in the time period that she can get through it. But artistically, like if we're gonna have these two women cross paths and what could be both of their final runs, we got to get there. That's my thoughts on it. But voice, where are you at? AJ Lee, lack of appearances. Yeah, where you at, bro?
I'm with you guys. It sucks. I guess we hyped it up more than what we wanted to. So I wish I still had the MJF drop of "you fucking Mark." So
That was a good one.
so, and it happens. I have no clue. Like, and I'm glad Tony brought that up with her contract. We have no clue what the contract was. All we know is what we've seen, and what we learned today, though, is Jones has officially said there is no AJ Lee rub. She has no rub in her
Hey,
repertoire.
yeah, I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not. But
Okay.
I'm just shocked that it's been voiced and it makes sense. Like, you're
Well,
right.
even
There
when she
is
was there,
nothing.
what she had like a 6 month to a year actual run, where it's like she was pivotal in a storyline, and
Yeah.
even then she was like kind of like second fiddle because she was in a men's storyline, like, but like also happened to be women's champion, right? And like, I don't know, like she's very good at what she did, but like also then she just left and we were just like, yep, she's not on TV no more. So like, I don't
Yeah.
know, man. There's some people that leave and you're like, oh man, like AJ Styles. Oh man, that's gonna suck not being able to see AJ Styles matches no more.
Yeah.
Although understand it, but we've already had that with AJ Lee, and she didn't have no retirement tour. She didn't tell nobody. She was just like, you know, peace
Yeah.
niggas. But like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, so like, I don't know. Like I said, it was great to have nostalgia, and that's cool sometimes. But I don't need that shit all the time. But
Yeah.
also, I'm not like a super. I don't think I'm super mouth breathing Mark fan. That like once I have something, then I have to have it all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
kind of weird, you know.
And
So
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead, because I got a
I, w-
point to make. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that so I remember when we were hearing her come back, it was like, some wrongs were going to be righted and
Mm-hmm.
things like that would have may have happened in the past. She was going to, come into this women's division and, actually add to it. I remember having these conversations because we
Yeah.
were fantasy booking her, but
Yes.
yeah, it definitely sucks. Like
Okay.
the air was let out of the tire.
We also
Okay.
do have hindsight on our side because, like, we did see the matches, and like, I don't know, there wasn't anything that really stands out of the two match. What two?
Very
One
true.
match
Two.
that she had. Nothing like super duper stands out. Like, oh man, that was cool. That was like match of the year, or like coolest shit of the year. Like kind
Very
of
true.
sort of thing. I mean, it was just it was what it was, and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now we move on. You know.
Let
Yeah,
me
well,
let me say this. Let me bring this up because when I'm hearing you guys talk about it and I'm looking at her run as a whole, and listen, we're talking about a woman who was great in a time where the rest of the division was super weak, super
True.
extremely weak.
Low bar.
So so now so now we're in a time where the women's division has never been as strong as it's been before. You have Rhea Ripley, who's one of the top overall stars in wrestling, period. When Bianca Belair comes back, she's in the same realm as well. You know, you have great workhorses like Natalia and Bailey there. You have great characters like Becky Lynch. You have up and comers like Maxine Dupree, Lash Legend, Tiffany Stratton. I could keep going. I could keep naming names. So now what we're looking at is a point where AJ Lee, the impact that she had in 2013, has been overshadowed by the fact that you have women now that are incredible. It's easy. Listen, it's easy to look like the best one. Think about it. LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball balling out for the weak ass Charlotte Hornets. You know what I'm saying? Like you got somebody that's a baller that's playing for teams that are not with that was the time that she was in. What I'm saying is it looks like we're moving into a time where it's looking like AJ Lee is Hakeem Olajuwon on the Toronto Raptors
Yeah.
or Patrick Ewing on the Seattle Supersonics,
Scottie Pippen on the Blazers.
on the Blazers, Michael Jordan on the Wizards,
Yeah.
Shaq on the Cavaliers, or on the Phoenix Suns,
That was
or on the
guys are taking
Boston
me to run.
Celtics, or I can keep
I'm not
going.
running the court.
that. So that's not crediting her impact. Like she was great during her time, and she was the best. Like she was the best women's wrestler during her time
At
period.
that time, yes.
Yeah, and she probably influenced as well as like she influenced a lot of the generation that is right now. Hey, I want to be like her. Hey, I want to be able to
Yes.
wrestle like her. Hey, I want to be able to cut a promo like her.
Yeah.
Like she had that impact. I'm just saying, I don't think she's necessarily having that impact now. Now, can we have a bunch of like fantasy matches of like, oh man, I used to look up to you so much. Da, 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 da. Now, why
Yeah.
would you face off? But no, I mean, we could. And that might be entertaining, but that also might take away from something else cooler from a fan base that is always saying, "Hey, build these new people," right?
Yes.
And we don't always have to build these new
Yep.
people in this
Yep.
like mundane passing of the torch way.
Yeah. No, I think you're making points, man. Here's the thing, like I know that at one point, and I know I was too, and I'll say it proud, I was caught up in that AJ Lee hype because I saw the possibilities of who she could tangle it up and mix it up with and have those matches of people of influence or whatever. But when I see AJ Lee now and I see how honestly, and even my son is saying it, bro, like he was like, he said it as this is a young wrestling fan, 16 years old, and he said these words, and you guys could ponder on it however you want to. He said, I understand the impact to AJ Lee, but in today's landscape of wrestling, she feels out of place, dated, and corny.
It's about the equivalent impact of like Kelly Kelly.
Yeah. She don't fit in this current state of the roster.
You could have fit her in and not have her wrestle at all. I would have gave her the mic and I would have put her in front of the Kabuki Warriors and I would have said, Asuka, fucking do your thing with AJ Lee, and I would have AJ Lee kind of just be the mouthpiece for the Kabuki Warriors up until Asuka snatches it out of her hands, shit like that.
She could be a great mouthpiece. She's been a general manager before too.
Yeah,
She's played
I
that
mean,
role.
maybe she just does it. Maybe she came back, got what she needed from it, and she's just done. I mean, she's left before without saying goodbye. So what's to stop her again?
True
I
that.
mean,
Just like
You're
she's
not wrong.
riding. She's riding the biggest paid dick in the company. So go right ahead. Just go
you
be
could do
that.
what you could do what you want. But okay, I just wanted to have that conversation because I think it needed to be had because AJ Lee is somebody that's like, hey, she didn't show up in the Rumble. I think we're all more understanding about like Bianca Belair because it's like, what is the real extent of the finger injury from Bianca Belair. That's a conversation we can have at another time because we do got to get to the last thing we want to talk about here, and then we have one more birthday shout out, and that's the men's Royal Rumble match. Now, I thought the structure of this match was all right. I did like a lot of the surprises that came in there, though. Some of the most notable things that happened, and then I'll get some of your guys' thoughts and everything. Braun Breaker gets taken out and eliminated by Obafemi. And Obafemi has a strong opening to the match with like 5 quick eliminations, but he's taken out with the help of a masked man, similar to what Theory was wearing when he was the masked man. And it's the exact same shtick as when Theory was the masked man. Attacks, hits him with the curb stomp, and then runs off. Is it Theory? Is it Seth Rollins? Is it Adam Pearce? What is going on? But it is a compelling story coming out of the Rumble. Oh, once again, I mentioned Obafemi had a strong Rumble, eventually got eliminated by, I believe it was Brock Lesnar, but had that moment in the ring with him, which I think was super important. I think Obafemi came out of this Royal Rumble looking really strong. Trick Williams went to a nation that don't know wrestling past 2003, and still they was chanting his shit. That's great. That is a great thing for him. Amazing. We had the acknowledgement of Powerhouse Hobbs, who eventually became Royce Keys. And you know what? A lot of people have issues with name changes, but I think a lot of people are like, okay, we understand the name change because the name Royce is his youngest son's name, and then Keys is the maiden name of his late mother who passed away. And that was his choice. Like, it wasn't slapped on him by the WWE. He made that choice himself. And I think that if that's a choice that the talent makes, I think that their rah-rah noise needs to stop a little bit on it. Plus, they did acknowledge the Powerhouse Hobbs character, which is a AEW, created character with him. And
That was his creation.
his creation. Well, it was presented on
Yeah.
AEW television.
Yeah.
It was presented on AEW television, but still acknowledged on WWE television for a split second before he became what he became. And maybe that's part of why the choice was made there, Adam, is that like Powerhouse, it's a cool name in itself, but I don't think that's how WWE does their names. They go with like real first name, real last name, and that's how they go for marketability and whatnot. So Royce Keys, I'm cool with it, but Roman Reigns wins this thing. Logan Paul goes deep into it. Brock Lesnar got eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance.
We need to talk about Jey Uso's entrance.
Oh my God, we will. We most definitely will. But I'm gonna give it to OG Tony. But one thing that stood out to me to this Rumble, besides everything that I just said, which was great standout stuff, man, I just feel like that timer was going down really quick. There was not a lot of time to let moments breathe. There was time. I think there was like 2 times where they tried to have the moment where Brock Lesnar stood toe to toe with Obafemi, and every single time that moment needed to breathe, the countdown started happening again, and it happened twice, and it was pissing me off. But Ochi, what'd you think, man? Men's Royal Rumble match, the pacing, the stories told. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I liked it. One quick thing that surprised me that the women had 100. They wrestled an hour and 6 minutes and 52 seconds. The
Wow.
men only went 58:18.
Really?
So they,
Okay.
they they went almost 8 minutes less. And then real
Huh.
quick, just so you know, AJ Styles Gunther went 24:50, and Sami Zayn Drew McIntyre went 16:10.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
On the Royal Rumble, I enjoyed it. I liked Roman Reigns winning. I don't know if I love it, and the reason I say that is because is he going to be there? If he's not going to be on my TV, if it's only going to be 4 or 5 times before the Rumble, or before Mania, then I'm not going to like it. Now, if he's going to be there and it's going to be a story that which I know he can tell, and if it's him and Punk, I know him and Punk can tell a great story. Or if they go a different direction, as long as it's a good story, and Reigns can tell stories. So I think he's a
Yeah.
perfect pick if he's going to be there. I just want him there, and I'm not saying he's got to be on every week, but he's got to be there most of the time. At
Yeah.
least, at least for me. At least for me. That's my opinion on that. I thought Trick looked fantastic. I thought Javon Evans looked good.
He looked
Uh,
really
I,
good.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. There for a minute, I thought they was going to pull the trigger and Gunther was going to win it.
I thought
Dude, I did
for a
too.
second.
That was my pick.
Yeah, I thought Gunther was going to win it there for a second. That would have been a hell of a night for him.
Yeah.
Uh, to keep building that heel. But I enjoyed it, guys. I thought it was pretty solid Rumble. Not perfect by any means, but I enjoyed it. Another thing that stood out to me that coming in, I thought the Vision was going to have a big night. They didn't have a very good night. it
They
was
didn't.
it
They
was a
didn't.
bad night. It was a bad night. And then
They made top 4.
that's true with Logan
Yeah.
Paul, but guys, I'm kind of thinking that when it comes to light, I kind of think Logan Paul might be the guy underneath the mask.
Ooh, hold
That's
on.
my all right. Like that's my pick for it.
You in the same spot there, Hype? Is that where you at too?
I'm thinking it's Logan Paul up under the mask, and I'm thinking we finally found a move that Logan Paul can't do well in the curb stomp because that was kind of ugly. Like,
Yeah.
but like, yeah.
I when I okay, so this is what I'm enjoying because I love this aspect of wrestling, and I think Voice might be with me on this, and you guys might be with me on it too, honestly, because
Definitely not
remember the
Austin.
mystery. Remember the mystery of who ran over Stone Cold.
Yes.
Famous storyline, and we wondered for a while. Now it kind of was like fell flat when it ended up being Rikishi, but I remember talking about that storyline forever. And we don't really get a whole lot of storylines like that. But we're getting it right now with this Masked Man because we've had the Masked Man for a while. Late last year, it was a thing. And my wife is in there. She's saying she thinks it's Austin Theory, and she originally thought it was Finn. So she watched the Royal Rumble as well too and saw it. But I'm watching it, and I remember him being a pivotal part of what was happening. Late last year, he was involved in the finish of the Survivor Series War Games match, and then we eventually found out that it was Theory. Now we got a copycat. We got a copycat Masked Man. And now we're not like, oh, where's just Austin Theory? It's got to be Theory. That makes most sense to be Theory. We're like, okay, is it Theory? Okay, but what if it's Adam Pearce? Adam Pearce has had smoke with the Vision. Now we're saying, what if it's Logan Paul? We're still thinking that Austin Theory is trying to destroy the Vision from the inside out. I'm sorry, but this is a good story because now to where it's like, oh yeah, it's most definitely Austin Theory. We're like, who the hell is it? And then you got Seth Rollins' old mysterious ass because you don't know what he's doing.
No,
That
not.
dude is like kayfabe. Like the way he kayfabes, he be kayfabing the shit out of the kayfabe. I love what Seth Rollins does because now it's like, was it him? Because everybody's copycatting his move on this. It all comes back to him. But Hype, where are you at with that moment? Because you were just agreeing with me that you thought it was a good story, but also I want your thoughts on the Men's Royal Rumble match as a whole.
So overall, I thought the Rumble match was really good. Just like in the women's, it tells a lot of stories, like
Yeah.
or it like begins a lot of chapters for stories, and I thought it's really good. We really do actually have a good roadmap as to where we're going for WrestleMania in a lot of ways. We see that. That Oba Femi may be having an encounter with Brock Lesnar soon, and
Yeah.
to basically debut main roster and to possibly be in a feud with Brock Lesnar. That's big. That's really big for him. That says a lot about how the company sees him, his trajectory, and a lot of different things. We have the Masked Man saga, and who is it? I gotta agree with Miss House. In some ways, I could see Finn. I still think it's Logan. Logan makes the most sense. He was really way too eager and humble to give. To say, hey, no, we're gonna put Braun up, right?
Yeah, yep.
That's not Logan
Yep. That's
Paul.
suspicious
That
to me.
that
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 sounds like a
is
setup.
yeah. That is not who he is as a character or person. I do also love Finn because throughout the match, I was expecting Finn to do something, right? It's just like
Yeah.
we ended on a cliffhanger on
Yeah.
Raw where he's just not in the Rumble. Oh, okay. Well, what the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
Like Finn kind of deserved it. That title match that he had with CM Punk was really good. Um, and I think a lot of people are pulling for him and pulling for him to do a lot of different things, right? Fight for the world title, possibly get away from Judgment Day. Like I said, there's a lot of stories going on. There's a lot of pseudo stories. You got
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes. Like, when will he turn heel? Why does his ring attire grow more and more look like a Confederate flag? These are questions that we have to answer, bro. Like, I don't get it. But
Yeah.
I overall I liked it. Roman winning, I get it. I understand the reasoning for it. Unlike OG Tony, even if he's not there, oh, okay, Roman's going to be in the WrestleMania. We know what he's doing. You don't even have to tell a lot of story for that. We're going to get story. He's going to come sporadically when he wants, as the tribal chief does. But that's fine. There's a whole lot of other stories that are being told in between that I don't even care about as far as Roman goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories that's jumping into it. Like Grande Americano, eliminating
Oh,
El Grande Americano.
yeah,
That
Dos
was great.
Grandes.
That was great. I enjoyed it. That was fun. Once again, fun Rumble match. And once again, I'm with Tony. I love Roman. I'm a huge Roman fan, and I'm not mad at all that he won the Royal Rumble. This dude called out WWE on the Pat McAfee show and said, "Y'all ain't done nothing creative since I left.
Right.
Since I started my part-time schedule, y'all haven't done nothing." So you know what? And here's one of the main reasons that I'm going to give it to Voice and get his thoughts. Here's one of the main reasons why I'm happy that Roman Reigns won the Rumble, because he said what he said. Because you know what that means? That's that's forcing Roman to piss or get off the pot. You have the audacity to say that the company hasn't done anything since you left, even if you right, and they
Yeah.
still had you win the Royal Rumble. Now it's time for you to step up and be like, all right, now I'm going to show up to shows. I'm going to show y'all how to tell a story. I'm going to show y'all how to be compelling. I'm going to show y'all how to tell one of the greatest stories in wrestling history. I'm going to come back and show you what I can do in this small package of time between the Royal Rumble and whatever happens at WrestleMania and whoever I face, and if I beat them and beyond that. All right? It's cool that you beating on your chest, going on podcasts and whatnot, saying that they haven't done anything creative. Now that you've said that, and now that they've put the ball in your court by letting you win the Royal Rumble, time for you to step up, brother. Show us exactly what you're saying the WWE is missing. And that's why I'm excited, because I think Roman can deliver that if he shows up, like OG Tony said. Voice, Royal Rumble match, everything that came from it, where you at?
I like the Rumble. I thought this was just right up there with a Rumble. I mean, it was great. Roman, I like what Bryce, yeah, you were saying. The spot of the match was the run it back that he faked
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jay.
Yeah.
Why did Jay do that entrance? Like, there's no sense in it. It's the Rumble. You took away, like, they followed Jay for a good portion of that. And so it took away from a lot of what was happening. And then for him to do the, oh, let's run it back. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Even Penta, he modified his entrance. You
Yeah.
know, he didn't fucking do a step, and he got to the goddamn show and started in. I just thought that was a bad decision. But the spot that did happen out of that with the fake out was cool. I enjoyed that. Roman winning, I didn't have that on my card. I had actually Seth coming back and winning it.
Yep.
But I like Roman in this position because it does give him that position where he has to, if he's out there criticizing the company in the way he is, then with this opportunity, you have to do something better than the bloodline now.
Got to hit a home run.
Yeah,
Gotta hit
you
an
got
absolute home run.
you got to hit something big. Finally, the masked man. I think it's somebody we've never seen in the WWE before.
What you talking about, voice? What you talking about, voice?
I think that it was shittily done because maybe this person doesn't have too much experience. They do have some experience because their brother has been doing very well for himself. And the only thing he could really do because of his jaw being broke.
Don't say it.
You better say
Is
it. I don't
coming
know.
into a stomp.
Don't say that.
I think they are getting ready to bring in Jake Paul.
Stop it.
There's
Oh
been
my
some discussions out
God.
there, depending on what sewers you enjoy looking into.
gotta stay
I
out of
love
these parts of
all
the
these
interwebs.
sewers. And he's not doing another boxing match. He got taught a lesson. So no more fights. He really got taught a lesson. So reports what I'm looking at and from people I'm watching talk, there's a chance that it could be Jake, and this is how they introduce him into the. I'm not saying I enjoy it, guys. I'm not saying this is what I want.
I feel it.
I'm just saying we can make this discussion because what's the next move? Where
Where do they go from here?
And if you want to get creative, that's kind of creative to bring his ass in.
I feel like Heyman's fingerprints are all over this storyline. All over this storyline. We got my son in there saying, he says Jay running it back was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, all right, now that we're on it.
Tired of it.
Now, okay, all right. Let me say this, bro. Because I have to say it. As far as Jey Uso and his entrance goes, and as a man who advocated for him and sat up there in a crowd when he won the Royal Rumble, his entrance, the running it back, that shit's weak, bro. It's weak. Like, oh my God.
He's like the kid that comes to school and is like, my nickname is this. And you're like, how the fuck did you get that nickname? He's like, well, a guy in another school gave it to me. Yeah, exactly. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Stop with that nonsense.
Come on, bro. Like, it's weak, bro. Like, I'm like in the goofy walk that he does when he runs to the ropes or whatever. Like, it's weak, bro. It's weak. I'm sorry. Like, this guy is a former world heavyweight champion. Like, bro, all right, that's why they had to put your ass back in tag team wrestling, and that's exactly why you ain't doing nothing except.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even, honestly, to be real with it, if you really in tune with like how the kids talk or what's hip and what's in style, when he was doing the yeet shit, it wasn't even cool then. When it was cool in wrestling, it wasn't cool. It's Yeet stopped being cool way before he started doing it. It had just showed up to wrestling. And sometimes wrestling has a tendency to show up to trends late. And that's what happened. Now it's weak. It's lame. It ain't cool. All right? But listen, that was the Royal Rumble match, the men's Royal Rumble match. And listen, we've got one more shout out before we slide out of here. Call this a really great episode and a thought as well. And we're going to expand on that thought. That is, of course, a man, a brother, a friend of mine that is now moving into the next chapter of his life. And when we're seeing all these retirements from professional wrestling, I think about how things are being done the right way and how we're considering what's next. That's a man that I got a chance to be there for his retirement match and induct him into the New Wave Pro Hall of Fame. My dog, that's the right-handed guy, Sam Knight. He got something to say.
Yo, what up, Con, man? Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. just in case you forgot who I am, which I know you haven't. It is the artist formerly known as the right hand of God, Sam Knight, aka Isaac Watson, your boy, your best friend, the gatekeeper, that guy. Anyways, man, happy birthday. Let's just shoot out some love to you. Tell you that I'm grateful for you, man, and I wouldn't have been who I was as a professional wrestler if it wasn't for you, all the love you showed. I'm hoping that on this episode you guys can talk about the current state of professional wrestling as we get ready to head into WrestleMania season. Tell me your thoughts going into the Royal Rumble this weekend and coming up on WrestleMania. Love you, Bubba.
That was my dog, the right hand of God, Sam Knight. And that'll be the final thing that we talk about before we slide out here and call this a really great episode. We're going to talk about, damn, pin it. Pin that, please.
Already got a beat though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's funny, though. All right. But let's talk about the last thing presented by my brother, the right hand of God, Sam Knight. And that is this. The current state of professional wrestling. Let's condense it to where our thoughts are at with the road to WrestleMania right now. The road is ahead. We've got a little clarity with Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns. We know that as of right now, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk going into WrestleMania as champions. And hey, we don't know what's going to happen. We know that Raquel Rodriguez has a championship match tomorrow on Monday Night Raw against Stephanie Vaquer. So it's either going to be Stephanie Vaquer or it's going to be Raquel Rodriguez, and it could be Liv Morgan or it could be somebody else, because Liv could decide between them, or she could decide to face Jade Cargill. So let's talk about it. We'll get some real condensed thoughts real quick. OG Tony, where you at with the current state of the road to WrestleMania?
I'm liking it. We got a lot of options, man. They got a lot of talent, a lot of different ways they can go. Uh, we could see some three-way matches. I mean, there's a possibility. Could we see Stephanie Vaquer and Rodriguez and Liv all three maybe? I mean, there's different options. I don't think Liv picks Jade Cargill. I still think somehow, some way, we're going to get Bianca if she's healthy
Yeah.
and Cargill at WrestleMania. That's just kind of my opinion. There, I like where we're at, man. There's a lot of different directions. I'd like not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Hey, surprise me, give me some different stuff, and I'm pretty looking forward to what they're going to do. I think it's going to be good. They got, like I said, I did see a guy post something. He had an idea. I thought it was
Mhm.
pretty interesting. See what you guys think.
Okay.
Last couple years, they've done some ladder matches for the tag team divisions for championships. What about have the women's do a ladder tag team match?
Ooh, you
I
cooking,
think that could
OG.
be.
You're
I think that
cooking.
could be. I think that
Give
could
it
be
to me.
really good. I thought that was a great idea. So and especially if you're going to have Raquel and Liv in a match, and you're going to have say Bianca and uh, Cargill in a match, that leaves
Yeah.
room for all these people for a tag team match, or and even maybe a good feud match with Asuka and Io, or Asuka and Kairi Sane. So there's still some room for some feud matches too. But I think that would be really good. I think they could tear the house down.
Brilliant. I love that. The fact that the women's tag team division is never been hotter than it is right now, and then you bring in the idea of a multi-team like TLC match, magic. That is magic. I really truly love that idea. That is great. Hype. I gotta throw it to you, my brother. What about you, man? What are your thoughts on the current state of the road to WrestleMania post Royal Rumble?
Well, we've said all show, I think there's a lot of stories that are going on and to be told going forward. I love the idea of the tag team division on both sides, men and women's being highlighted. Maybe this is a year that we use the Elimination Chamber not for world title picture, but as tag team title match.
Ooh,
That's
And
That would
creative.
be good too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
ooh.
And then
Okay,
we
two great
create
ideas in a row.
our world title matches around the other story or around the stories that they're already being told right there.
Mm-hmm.
So like I honestly I think we have a strong road to WrestleMania. I'm really looking forward to a lot of things. I'm really looking forward to the few PLEs that we have in between
Yeah.
because a lot of things are going to happen, and I think we don't have the mishmash like shenanigans and bullshit like we've
Yeah.
had in years past where yeah, I love my imaginary dad, but he's not in the picture. Hopefully he's not around changing shit
Yet.
up. Ye of little faith, let's just hold out hope. But I honestly I think overall looking forward to everything that's going to happen between now and WrestleMania. I think we got a really strong start out of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I got to be honest with you, bro. I'm lightweight scared about the Rock situation because I'm with you, bro. I know that I get. Listen, I just call it down the middle. I still love the Rock. It is what it is. But man, he was fucking shit up last year,
Yeah.
and I do think that like everything that I heard was that the Smashing Machine wasn't the rousing success everybody thought it was gonna be. He was looking for like Oscar nods and stuff like that. And I think the only thing that it got was like nominated for a Golden Globe for best hair and makeup. And that's it.
Ah,
That's it. And I was like, ugh. So The Rock's ego's probably got to be hurt a little bit because everything I was hearing around people that talk about his camp and everything is that he was really had high hopes that this was the film that people were gonna stop seeing him as the guy who only plays the same guy in every film and every action film, and that he was. I think I'm not. I don't want to get into a whole diatribe about this because we do have to close this episode out. But I think he's not saying it, but I think deep down, I think he's doing some competing with Dave Batista because, like, Batista, right, wrong, or indifferent, however you think about him, dude has got some key acting roles for sure, and he's kind of done well with them. And The Rock, who is a more famous actor than him, by numbers and whatnot, I think he's looking for that big character role that's going to make people see him differently as a Hollywood star, not just an action star or whatever. So I think his ego got hurt a little bit with the fact that Smashing Machine didn't get as big as he wanted it to be. And that makes me afraid that he's going to try to hop back into the wrestling bubble. And I don't want to see that. But Voice, I'm going to throw it to you, bro. Where are you at? Sam's question, Sam's thought that he wanted from all of us, the current state of wrestling as we are moving now into the road to WrestleMania.
I'm going to stay on topic because you guys tempted me with going off about The Rock and the possibilities. So I'm going to stay on topic. I love where we're at right now. This Rumble it really kind of put some things going forward that I'm looking forward to sticking around and seeing weekly. The explosion coming up between factions. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors are definitely going to have something to talk about. And ultimately Judgment Day. I mean, Raquel, she's been on such a trajectory as of late, and
Oh yeah.
now it's kind of looking like maybe somebody wants to take that shine because they had it before they left. I'm looking forward to that. And honestly, I never thought I would say this, but I'm looking forward to seeing who Roxanne chooses. Who is she
Yeah.
going to side with in this whole thing? So the fact that Liv and the rest of Judgment Day, um, specifically around the women, have me interested in their stories still. There's discussion to be made that maybe the women's section of Judgment Day is the better section. Like it's more rounded in storytelling, things like that. And
Mhm.
is that the absence of Dom? I don't know, because he was a major feature in their storyline too.
Mhm.
And they're rising, and to me, the men's is deploting. I mean, we got Finn. What's Finn gonna say? What's he gonna do? And I liked
Yep.
what your wife said. She thought it was Finn at first. Wouldn't that be something spectacular if Finn just started picking off people,
That'd be dope.
framing motherfuckers up? I would like that. That's something different from Finn, but I think size alone, it wasn't Finn. And that's where I'm kind of at with Austin too. I'm not sure if it's I mean, Austin's body has changed, and then we seen
Yeah.
him. It could be him, but honestly, I'm gonna roll the dice. If we're in Vegas, I think it's Jake. And if that's the case, that's really putting a kind of a cool landscape in front of us, because what happens with that if it is him?
Yeah.
Like,
Where do
I
we
don't
go
know.
from there?
Yeah, exactly. It could be very interesting. We could get a unique type of extra person. Maybe Logan joins them up and the Logan brothers fucking tag team. Maybe. I don't know, man.
It's crazy because as good as Logan is, and as good as he's gotten as quickly as he's gotten, and then Jake, I mean, if they're gonna be a tag team, Jake really just only has to be passable.
Yeah.
And he'll get better in real time as he's training, as he's doing house shows, as he's doing television. Who's to say he can't get as good as his brother? I'm not saying he's going to get better than Logan Paul, because Logan Paul is an absolute anomaly. I don't care what you
It's
say. I don't
insane.
care how much you hate him as a person. I understand it. But if you're not seeing what this dude is doing in the ring and how he's taking professional wrestling, that's blind hate, brother. And I just
Yeah.
can't move like that, because that dude is good as shit.
Yeah.
And it's just prevalent. As far as my thoughts, like, on the current state of where we're at in the road to WrestleMania, I think we're in a solid spot, to be honest with you. I had questions for sure, because last year got blown up in a lot of bad ways. No, it wasn't everybody's fault. It was just people got involved and didn't get involved. And you got guys like Travis Scott, who was just. I was mad about that whole situation, because, dude, you get a chance to be a part of one of the biggest heel turns in professional wrestling history, and that didn't spark you to want to actually, like, go in there and train. Nah, bro, it's too hard for you, bro. It's too hard, whatever. But I think we're in an exciting spot right now, because right now we are past Saudi Arabia. We can get the stink off of that starting tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, and we can really start to get hype towards the Elimination Chamber, which is going to be in Chicago, which is a wrestling town. So we can get back that organic wrestling feel when we go to Elimination Chamber, and then from there it's just going to be right on to the road. The road's going to continue to WrestleMania in April, and I really think that after some of the fumbles from last year, I think they're going to give Vegas another WrestleMania that's going to be great for sure. Give us some great moments in this Vegas WrestleMania. So I think we're in a good spot. Great stories. I think we're going to see El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano Original for sure. That's something that we can definitely see. We could see a
It's gonna be
multi-woman.
wild.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. We could definitely see some sort of women's tag team TLC or ladder match. That would be great as well. I'd love to see that, and that would be a vibe. I honestly wouldn't hate for Roman to switch gears and be like, you know what? I already made the Undisputed Championship feel important. Let me go ahead and put my touch of greatness on the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's honestly, at the end of the day, that would be another F you to Seth Rollins, because he's like, oh, let me take the title that you thought you was elevating and make it even bigger than you ever could, because I'm Roman Reigns. I could see that level of pettiness from Roman Reigns. I think we're in a good spot. I think they really got to curate this one and be really careful with it, because there's a huge opportunity for them to lose a huge portion of their fan base, I think, especially next year going into a WrestleMania that's going to Saudi Arabia. You got to be careful, and you got to give us great content because of all the different places that we got to find you at. So that's my final thoughts on it. And I just thought this was a really great episode, good birthday episode. And I appreciate you guys making the time. And because we're making the time, and I'm going to do what I do on my birthday, and that's give my dudes over here the opportunity to plug anything they want to plug. OG Tony, where can they catch you and everything you got going on?
Yeah, Gonzo's Sports Room and ESEN Sports and Entertainment. We will have a show tomorrow, Monday, the afternoon show at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. We'll even go talk a little Royal Rumble, NFL news, big boxing fight with Telefimo Lopez against Shakir Stevens. That was a good fight. And then we'll be talking UFC recap 325. That's on Monday's show. And then also Monday, 6:30, we have GWR. We'll have some guests on there, so have a couple guests, and things are going really well. Going really well. So check us out, and appreciate everybody out there.
Hey man, thank you for taking time to hang out with me on my birthday, bro. That was awesome, and we always appreciate your insight when we get a chance to get you on a Sunday and then every Thursday on the AEW show that we do together. Hype, I know you've been out there slaying those hours at your shoot job and everything, doing your thing. You still got the family to take care of, so I appreciate you taking your time to come out here and hang out with me for a couple hours on my birthday, man. Talk some wrestling. If you got anything going on, I know you got a comedy show that I think is coming up a little bit later on this month, but I'll give you that opportunity to plug anything you got going on, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a stand-up show at the end of February, February 21st, something
That's
like
what
that.
I think it's 21st, yeah.
Yeah, in my hometown, that's fun. But before we leave, I just want to thank all of our followers, all of our listeners around, and I want to remind and invite everyone to join the household legitimately. Check out our Facebook page, join our household wrestling discussion chat, join our
Yes.
Discord group. We've been building a community. We have lots of great things going on, like the Squared Circle Expo coming up in March, that we will be taking a part of. Man, I just want to remind everybody out there to hop on this bandwagon as Con will later here shortly. So.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro. Really do. We got some great stuff going, and Hype, you've been doing a great job fronting the social media, bro. I want to make sure I throw that in there because I really do thank you, man. You got your know-how that you've been doing. You do like your thing on your social media, and you understand that you get it, and now you're taking what you've learned and you're applying it to what we're doing. And I just thank you, man, because if not for you, not for Chat Chief, not for Bryce, we wouldn't be having the motion that we're having right now. And we're slow building it, and it's great. But before you guys took that responsibility, the page was just kind of sitting there, man. And I said, hey, I want to make sure this page is moving. And this year, I want to give us a digital footprint to help generate listeners and everything. And you took that, you found a team that works for you, and you guys are running with it. And I love it. I trust everything that you're doing. So thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. But as far as stuff here on the show goes and the producing the show and making sure things move how they need to move and adding cool things like the ticker and adding the videos and everything and awesome stuff, I got to give it up to my man, the voice Josh Joseph, bro, coming and hanging out with me on my birthday, having a great time, giving those sharp opinions, bro, and helping move the show along in the way that you do. Where can they catch you and everything you're doing?
All right, fans. So if you enjoyed all the wild takes and all the shenanigans, you can come and follow me and Kevin Calloway. He's our Chaos Goblin, and that's on a Tuesday, and it's at 6 p.m., and it's about Monday Night Raw. It's the recap show. It's where me and Kevin, we sit down and we talk about Monday Night Raw. We watch it the night before. We talk about it. We giggle. We go, we wish we had popcorn and in the same room, but we're not. So we talk about it on a Tuesday show, and we invite you guys to come and join us. It's a fun time, and you guys in the chat have kept that show going. We've enjoyed it, so please keep coming back and having some fun with that. Outside of that, there's the ECW Watch Along show.
Such a fun time.
It's one of the best times you could possibly have. And if you want to talk about having fun and wishing we were in the same room doing that one, that's the show, because I'm pretty sure we'd be hitting each other. We'd be having fun, standing up, high-fiving, because it's a fun show. It's me and House, and we watch ECW. We like tables. We like fire. We like barbed wire. We like a lot of things. We
and
like
voice. May I add to that ECW watch along? This Wednesday's ECW watch along is the official 7 years of the In Your House podcast. So this ECW watch along this Wednesday is going to be especially special.
Yes, it's going to be a fun one, and we are really excited about it. There's possibilities of a guest. There's
Yes,
possibilities of,
my
well,
boy.
you'll have to tune in and you'll have to find out what we're talking about, because we're not giving you the scoop right now. We're going to wait until Wednesday to let you know what we're going to be watching. We'll drop the logo. We'll drop all the pictures, all that stuff for it. So come and join me in House and a possibility of Jones. And it'll be a fun
Yeah.
time. You know ECW is going to be there, and you know we're going to have some fun. Outside of that, though, there is a Thursday show. It's new to the roster. It's one of our heaters that we've been throwing out there, and
Oh
nobody's
yeah.
hitting it. We're just knocking it out of the park, and it's fun. It's me, House, and OG Tony, and it is AEW Dynamite. Yeah, it's a fun time. It's a good time, and it's where we sit down, we recap AEW Dynamite. We talk about it. OG gives us some great insights. I'm telling you
Awesome
guys,
insights.
this show is going to be catching. It's going to get up there with the ECW watch along, because Tony's bringing a whole new element to it, to where me and House, we are able to question things, talk about things, and get more in tuned with AEW, because AEW is cooking. I know you
Yeah.
guys heard us talk strictly about WWE. That's because of the Royal Rumble, but AEW is cooking, and they are creating some great stories over there. But that is 6 p.m. on a Thursday, and it's a fun time. Outside of that, guys, this March, this expo, this is where we are trying to plant a flag. We need people out there. We need you coming up to our table. We need you. We're going to have things to sign. We're going to have
Yep.
things to have moments with us. We're going
Playing
to have
games.
things, playing games. We're going to have a event inside an event. And again, you've heard me say it. We are making this to where other places are like, why do we not have these guys here with us? It's going to be a moment. And lastly, House, happy birthday, man. You're almost into your 40s. It's a great time. You're still young. I wish I had your youth, but I don't. I'm getting up there with Tony. He's a vampire. He turned me into one 2 weeks ago. So it's cool. We're going to keep living together. But you know what? I absolutely love, House, what you've built. I always say it, the playground that you built to let us, the outcast, come have some fun and just give our opinions and build. I'm so thankful for you being a friend of mine, and Jones and Tony, man. You guys are the best. Just, keep being you guys, man. Oh,
Yeah,
look at
appreciate it,
that.
man. Yeah, we gotta get you up here.
Gross.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, hanging out with me on my birthday, and having a really great episode here. It has been fun. We talked all things Royal Rumble. And listen, we're going to slide out of here. I got this guy over here. He just got off from work. And listen, that's just perfect there, because we're about to kick it, chill out on my birthday. And he came off from work. Now we're about to finish this work, and that's HOWSC, and the W stands for work. So, for OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo's Sports Room and Gonzo Wrestling Room, for Hypocrisy Jones and the voice, Josh Joseph, I'm Alakan the Con Man House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon, get on, or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Thank you for all the birthday love. Peace.
Happy birthday, House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumping in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some